Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Every day, people experience mysteries that challenge the laws of nature, like enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar. It looks, sounds, and tastes delicious. But how does one explain the great taste if there are 0 calories and 0 sugar? Some mysteries are just too mysterious. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Unbelievably delicious.
No TV binging session is complete without the unbelievably delicious 0-calorie taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber,
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber. Signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Not applicable to PayPal Here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sporgy,
the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions.
and now, here are your hosts.
All right. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
I'm the Iceman.
And yeah.
Happy Inauguration Day.
Yeah.
All our problems are settled.
Everything will be fixed.
The orange one is out of office, so everything is perfect now, right?
Yeah, it's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have smooth sailing in sports from now on.
Kaepernick's on a team. It'll be great. So a lot of football in the news. What'd you guys think of this past weekend? Rich, you got to be happy, man. I mean, you got it's all gravy on the mashed potatoes for you from here on out as the Bucs fan, right?
Pretty much, man. I wasn't expecting that win. Damn sure didn't expect them to win in fucking in Lambeau. But then again, Brady's not like he was he spent 20 years on a dome team. He's used to the fucking elements. He's used to cold weather up in New England. And I don't know, man. Seems like they were kind of shocked that they won.
Oh shit, we
to
won.
Be honest with you, because I saw some after game shit in the locker room that has been slowly released, and Gronk was with one of the defensive players. He's like, yeah, baby, we're going to the AFC Championship game because everybody's talking shit. And the dude turns around, looks at him, he's like, we ain't in the fucking AFC, we're in the NFC. What the fuck you talking about?
It's like, sorry, force a habit.
But it's just I got the feeling they were like, I mean, you always go into it as I'm assuming a professional athlete, expecting to play your best and hoping that everyone else does the same so you win. But I mean, it seemed like they were kind of like, oh, we won? Oh, okay. I mean, because you got to think, man. This is a team that hasn't done shit since 2007. 2007 season was the last season they were in the playoffs. There's nobody left from that team. I mean, you have people who've been there, and it's just they were Captain Crableg was their leader for fucking 5 years, and he's inconsistent as fuck.
The future quarterback of the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, well, enjoy him throwing 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in a season. Hope your defense is fucking running stairs, getting ready to fucking be on the field for a whole lot, because that's what the fuck it was. Brady comes in, he's got this team fucking, looks like they for what I'm just going to say this. Yes, I understand it's the head coach's team, but anybody that was doubting Brady in that locker room can't be doubting him now.
Yeah.
Because they're sitting at the NFC Championship game. And by the way, Brady ain't talking about retiring win or lose. There's rumblings coming out of Tampa Bay that they might sign him to an extension.
Jesus.
I'm like, Jesus fuck, he signed a 2-year deal at 42.
It's a goddamn robot.
I want to say I lived up to my moniker. I called this one, everybody. I told you, just let it happen.
Okay, rapist. I feel like I need to shower every time you say that. And I feel like that's not the first time you said that.
It isn't. I told you it was going to happen. It's a new season. The postseason is when you see the real Tom Brady. He plays on a whole different level in a whole different way.
They got their work cut out for him. They're going to Lambeau, and they're playing Rodgers 2.0. Mr. Draft my replacement, huh? Oh yeah, check this shit out.
Well,
I would say bring him, because if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best,
dude.
And obviously, the sun is set on Drew Brees.
Well, that Tampa Bay is going against they're going to have to defend the best receiver in the league this year. They got that going for him or against him too. Devontae Adams had a crazy season.
Right, but what they have going for him, Tampa Bay, that is a great defensive line, and Green Bay's line is beat up at the moment. So here's the thing: Brady and Rodgers is one and the same. If you rattle them, you're screwed. So all Sue or JPP has to do is get there. Once they get home and rattle him, Devontae Adams is a non-issue.
Well, here's the thing, though. Who runs the ball in Tampa Bay? There's a running game in Green Bay. His name is Aaron Jones. That's true. You got a committee in Tampa Bay. That's the one element they're missing. However, you got a crazy receiving core to make up for it. But we're getting into stuff we should be doing down the road. So we don't want to break that game down yet.
I'll say it like this though: the win this weekend did not come without debate, as always with Tom, because of the hit that should have been called. It was an illegal hit, and you fumbled, and it goes through the end zone. People had a fit.
Well, so yeah, is the argument now it isn't New England gets the calls, it's Tom gets the calls, and he does have his own rule.
That is the memes. Right now they got the meme I'm seeing is Tom Brady tries to high five a teammate in the end zone. It was when he went to go high five the fucking ref.
That's clever.
That was so funny.
Well,
I don't know. That rule has been standing forever, and it's a good rule.
Doesn't Braun get the calls? I mean, isn't that just kind of how it goes? Don't the superstars get the calls?
Yeah, in basketball and football, more and more hockey. I mean, I don't know, man. It was always an unwritten rule in baseball: the tie goes to the runner. That's what I always heard. And then I don't know if you remember, but this was around the time with the Galarraga's perfect game, and they were like, no, that's not a rule, because the rules were under, and the umpires in the MLB was under such scrutiny after that game, because that was clearly a fucking 27th out. Clearly. He beat the guy to first. He had the ball in his glove and was damn near stepping off the bag before the runner's foot ever hit the bag. So, I mean, there was a lot of fucking upset people over that, not just locally, but nationally. And that's when they started talking, no, it's never been tie goes to the runner. So I don't know what the fuck it. That's part of the problem, isn't it? You can't have arbitrary rules and expect to have uniform regulation, uniform following of the rules. Because if the rules don't apply to one person or a group of people because they're superstars, then stop playing sports. You're not playing sports. You're rigging the fucking game so your guy wins. Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing. And I've watched enough Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the Pats were a fucking machine for 20 years. So I'm imagining they're going to get the benefit of the doubt if it's it is Tom Brady. But at the same time, the officiating in the NFL all over has been shitty for a long time. You can't just put this at Tom Brady and fucking New England's feet. Remember when the refs were on strike? That Monday night game?
Yeah.
Yeah. It came back
my God,
to
that was
fuck
horrible.
over Green Bay? Yeah.
That made Russ that started making Russell's career. That game started him on an upward trajectory. Trajectory. So,
if we're going to sit here and bitch about officiating, we might as well fucking sit here and talk about the Lions and how the Fords need to sell the team, because basically what we're doing is just running over the same old fucking ground, beating a dust and bones horse, because it's never going to happen.
Well, we spent 10 minutes on Tampa Bay. We'll get to. I guess we should get to the NFL playoffs later. Let's talk about the Lions. Kind of a big deal today, or was it yesterday? Just general. Dan Campbell, your turn. And what's his name? The GM, Brad something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, the lead scout.
I'm not gonna waste my time on another rant. They did exactly what I told them. I hope they didn't. I said if they did this, nothing's going to change, and they did it. Two people who have not held the jobs that they just got hired for. So once again, we're giving two people their first shot. There. That's what I have to say. I have a thumbs down. It's really all I have to say about it. Like, okay, I've seen this movie 900 times.
Yeah, more of the same. Same old Lions.
Well, according to Detroit News, as of 19 hours ago, there's a release out of the Lions camp saying that they're going to tweak the power structure. That Brad Holmes and the coach who's coach again, I forget his fucking name.
Dan Campbell,
thank you, are going to share roster decisions. So I see no way this could go bad, because it always works when you have a GM and a head coach sharing roster decisions, right? I mean,
goes so well in Dallas.
Well, Dallas, the owner is the GM, coach, everything. Your daddy, your mommy, your grandmother. So, I mean, I don't think Sheila Ford Hamp's going to be fucking throwing her hat in the ring and pulling a Jerry Jones, but at the same time, so what happens? What happens when one of these guys falls in love with the player and the other one doesn't? Now, instead of having a clear chain of command, you're going to have a fucking log jam at the top. Shit rolls downhill. Rinse and repeat if necessary. So congratulations, Lions. Yeah, thank you for being you. That's all I can say.
Just win some goddamn football games. That's it. That's all I want. Win. Go to the fucking playoffs. Win some playoff games. That's it. Dude, I'm tired of breaking this down and doing all this. Win some fucking football games.
They'll show us if they're the same old Lions in the offseason. Deshaun Watson could be up for a trade. Dak Prescott could be up for a trade. There's a draft we have to go through. We'll see if they're the same old Lions. There's moves they can make to show there's a change in the guard. We have seen our wrong. We are making rights. There's so many different ways they could show us that everything's going to be better. We'll see. I mean, I highly doubt.
Dak is going nowhere, dude.
No,
go ahead.
Here's why I have no fucking faith. Because they're singing the same tune they were singing when they brought Quinn in, and they had Caldwell's coach, and then they sang the same tune when they brought Patricia in, which is, and by the way, once again, Detroit News, as of 20 hours ago, new GM Brad Holmes stresses Lions will need retooling, not a rebuild. Haven't we heard this the last two fucking times we've had a head coach hired out here? It's time for a rebuild. Period. This retooling ain't working, folks.
You need to view it like you just bought a house that needs to be torn down. Like, great, you bought this. You bought it for the land. That's what you need to. That's what you need to look at this as. But they're not. Like, no. Matt Stafford's got to go. Like, he's old. He's hurt. Thanks. Get rid of him now while he can still play. We don't want the football version of Cabrera.
I think it's either March or May, one of those months. If he's still on the roster, he's a $29 million cap hit to him. They haven't re-signed Galladay. He wants to be paid like one of the top receivers in the leagues, if not the top receiver. So he's bye-bye.
Yeah,
he ain't. That ain't happening. The Lions don't trade fucking Stafford before that roster hits and that cap hit hits. They're stuck with him. But then let's be honest here. What's their draft position this year? Coming up 7th. I mean, the hard and fast rule is the vast majority of the time you're not going to find a franchise quarterback outside of the top 10. And even in the top 10, you really want to be in the top 5 picking. And here they are picking 7th. I want to say it
so bad. I want to say it so bad, but I won't.
Say it. It's talk show. Say things.
Tell that to Tom Brady.
Tell it to Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
How long he say? That's why I said the vast majority of the time. I didn't say all the time.
No, but I'm with you, Rich. But again, like I said, Deshaun Watson, there are franchise quarterbacks out there up for grabs. All the Detroit Lions need to do is make the fucking move. And it's not a complete rebuild. I mean, there are a few studs. You have to gut it. You definitely have to gut it. But there are some studs on the team that you can keep that they've made a couple of good trades for and a good picks for.
Who?
Swift, our defensive end. What's the linebacker's name?
Running back's only as good as the line.
Jared Davis.
The running back's only as good as the line in front of him.
Well, as a non-Lions fan, but a native Metro Detroiter, I'm just going to say this. I don't give a fuck about who they traded for and shit. None of this shit matters because we don't know what the fucking roster is going to look like come draft day, let alone come fucking first goddamn OTAs. But one thing I can say is I am very fucking sick of everybody in this country fucking bending over backwards to suck Cleveland's ass and pat them on the back and say, oh, poor you, with their football team. Their football team has won a playoff game more recently than the Lions, have had more success than the fucking Lions, since the Lions won a championship, by the way. Okay? I fuck you. I don't want to hear it. I'm over it, all right? You guys stacked your team. That's as far as you got this year. You should have fucking gotten that far. You had a stacked team. You went out and got every fucking player you could fucking get that Tampa Bay wasn't fucking snatching up in the free agent market.
If they had Odell, they might have won that game, especially with how things went down. I'm inclined to think that.
Mm-hmm. But I'm really tired of this shit. You know, Believe Land and all these fucking 30 for 30s for fucking Cleveland. And I mean, dude, it ain't just the goddamn fucking the sports media. Draft day, Cleveland Browns. Really? They were the shittiest team? So how much money did they fucking rake in off that fucking appeurance? Okay.
We're talking about Cleveland the movie, the Costner movie.
Cleveland Indians, fucking Major League 1 and 2. All right, like this lovable loser shit. They ain't losers anymore. They won their championship, or is that not how it works for Cleveland? You know what I'm saying? No. We've had a championship drought in this town for 50, 60 years. They win a championship. Okay, we've had a championship drought in this town for football and baseball. Shut the fuck up. Tired of it. Fuck Cleveland. You been there? It ain't great.
No.
Take away the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There really ain't shit to do in that fucking town. Believe me, spent a lot more time in Cleveland than I have any other fucking town and fucking or city in Ohio.
Take away the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and it's Detroit.
Shit, at least we produce fucking vehicles up here. What the fuck does Cleveland produce? Exactly.
Crybabies.
Assholes. But I think you dead named the baseball team, Rich.
Well, I'm just over this fucking national mourning for the fucking city of Cleveland over their sports teams. Sorry, I don't give a fuck. And if you want to talk about a snake-bit franchise, okay, name me the last time the Lions were in a fucking conference championship game.
1999.
Nope.
Wasn't Barry in a conference game?
92.
91 or 92, yeah.
It was a 91 season.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and it's the only time they've been. What classic games have the Lions been in that have nicknames? Because every fucking classic game that Cleveland's been in has the drive, the kick, the this, the. Like, seriously, what is it with this love affair with Cleveland? I'm dead serious. Fuck Cleveland. What is this fucking
I don't know, but
love affair with this fucking town?
Didn't the Lions have the
If you're looking one from the drop with Calvin Johnson, it wasn't a drop. He caught that motherfucker.
But do you see what I'm saying? None of this fucking this empathy and compassion comes northern or comes up north to Detroit. It all stops at Cleveland, and everybody has a poor pity me fucking session out there, and it's like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't. Like, it took LeBron to make Cleveland fucking legit in the NBA. I mean, Cleveland's always been a football town. Jesus fucking Christ, it's a football town. So one thing I'll give them, they are. They're fans. Yeah, oh yeah. But I've lived in Detroit too. They're just as loyal as Detroit fans are just as loyal as Cleveland fans. Difference is they're probably not as violent. I don't know why, because we're a violent ass city.
We're not the dog pound.
But I mean, like, It's just, whatever. Fuck it. Sure, great, wonderful. New general manager, new coach. Everything's going to change. Everything's going to be wonderful. It's all going to be fucking lovely, right? Okay. And what the fuck's it matter? This is not even. This is a every 3-year thing now in Detroit.
Yeah.
New head coach or a new GM or both. And I know it's a tired fucking thing to say, but you got the forwards owning this team. They don't give a fuck. They never lose money with this team.
Yeah, correct. I think I said it in our chat. We need an owner who has where this is their only skin in the game, because they have this money tied to, I don't know, inventing the automobile assembly line. So yeah, they have a cash cow. This team is a line item investment to them. If it performs poorly, doesn't matter. If it performs great, doesn't matter. We need an owner who's, if the team performs like shit, they're fucked.
Well, the problem is Lions don't lose them money, but the Lions do make them money.
Well, that's the thing, too. And Detroit fans, God, I said I wasn't going to rant about this. Here I go. Just Detroit fans, hear me. We're the problem. We keep going to the games. All right? Told you, I'm doing my part. I have stopped watching. I watch on Sundays, I watch Red Zone. All right? And then when the playoffs, I just watch all the games. All right? I have not actively watched the Lions since the 2018 season. All right? They show up on Red Zone, I see them. All right. Motherfuckers, you still go to the games, you still pack the parking lot.
That's why I got into this argument about 15 years ago with a friend of mine's dad, big Detroit sports fan, and we were talking. Excuse me, it was 16 years ago now. It was before the 2005 Lions season, and I said, "Look, I support this team, win or lose." He goes, "That's the problem." I'm like, no. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Tigers have sucked for most of my goddamn adult life. I'm not a Yankees fan. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I mean, support the team. I'm not talking about giving them my fucking money, giving them ratings. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that's my team, win or lose. Now, I'm not going to go fucking, especially at the prices now compared to 16 years ago, I'm not going to fucking a Red Wings, a Tigers, a fucking Lions game and spending all that money to watch a shit product. It's not happening. In fact, to be brutally honest with you, the only time I've ever been to a Lions game, the tickets were given to me. That's why I went.
Yeah. The only time I've been to Ford Field, yeah, my buddy was like, "Hey, if you drive, I got free tickets." It's like, guess I'm driving.
You know, I mean,
paid half of your ticket and parking.
I mean, dude, it's tickets, parking. You don't even drink a beer. Let's say you grab a fucking Coke and a hot dog. That's just for you.
At all.
Yeah, just a Coke and a hot dog. So it's like what? Probably $10 Coke, $5-6 hot dog. Parking's $25 to $50.
Yeah, I didn't pay for the ticket, and I blew like $200.
You want to walk 3 miles? Yeah, we haven't even talked about how much the ticket is.
Yeah,
because the Red Wings still suck. But you want to sit anywhere in the lower bowl? Oh shit! Are you paying through the fucking nose? And they're dicks about it. They wait till fucking like halfway through the third period, even if the lower bowl is empty, to let people down there. And I'm like, motherfucker. I mean, this is pre-COVID, obviously. I'm like, you got like 4,000 or 5,000 people in this fucking stadium. You know, don't you think it'd look a little better on TV if everybody was down in the lower bowl? I mean, it's the third fucking period. If people ain't showed up yet, they ain't showing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who pops in for the third period of a hockey game?
Who? Yeah, that's like it's a 2-hour movie. It starts at 2. I'll be there at 3:20. Why? So you can walk in and ask questions for the last 40 minutes? You don't know what the fuck's going on in that movie. No one does that. I mean, I'm sure there's people that have, but I wouldn't want to count on them for anything more than maybe wiping correctly. Even that's a stretch. So I don't know. But yeah, it's shit product, ridiculous fucking prices. And then Earl, you said out in the middle of no hockey team in the NHL anywhere. You got a lot of hockey on TV. We here in Detroit, Hulu has dropped the local Fox Sports station, so you can't watch hockey, baseball,
that's so funny,
or basketball here in Detroit if you use Hulu as your streaming service.
And you guys are a mainstream, main town for sports. You have all the professional sports right there.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of the country with not one professional sports team, not one. We have to leech off of people around us.
It is absolutely ridiculous, man. And then, you can't watch the games, so you go online, so I've heard, and try to find a site that streams them. Well, Reddit used to have NFL, NHL, MLB streams. The sporting leagues put so much pressure on Reddit, they took those down. So now you have to find a streaming site. By the way, just to watch a Red Wings regular season game, the worst team in the fucking league. And from what I've heard, someone found one, they watched 5 minutes of it, and then the fucking feed got pulled. And the person's attitude was, well, fuck you then. I'm not watching your shitty fucking team. And if you ain't gonna let me watch it when I'm paying to stream it to watch it, and then I can't even do that, do you think I'm going to pay to go down there and watch it? Ain't happening. Fuck your team.
All I'm seeing is commercials for Hulu about pushing their live sports, but apparently it doesn't apply here in Detroit. Good to know. So I'm glad I got cable. Well, now it's digital cable. It's essentially Xfinity streams the cable to my Roku, so it's like a streaming service.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, AT&T does that here.
But NHL they got to chase every last fucking dollar, even if it means running off fucking fans. Are you really in a position to dictate to your dwindling fan base?
They got to be number 5, right? Like NASCAR's got to be ahead of them as far as.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, NASCAR's way ahead of them. All the young kids that are driving in NASCAR right now have a huge following.
Let me tell you something. I don't think it's going to be much longer before probably another 10, 15 years before fucking soccer overtakes fucking hockey here in fucking the States. I truly believe that.
I see maybe MMA before soccer.
I'm just saying, you go out to Seattle, they got an MLS team. And they come out and support that motherfucker.
That is a group of people pretending to like soccer because that's what they do up in that part of the country.
Yeah.
Hey,
we were talking
pretending to like it still sells tickets, though.
Yeah, because now they have the Portland Timbers too. They're big up there as well.
Rich, we were talking about the NHL and the Capitals getting charred, and Chris said, that was like 2 months ago. It's how long it's been since I've seen it, but here recently, in the middle of the country, they've been playing many, many, many hockey games, and I watched the Capitals and Penguins game. And I was treated because it went to overtime, and then it was 3-on-3. I was like, "What happened to 4-on-4?" And then
that's been 5 years gone, dude. That's six seasons ago they changed that.
Right, that's how long it's been since I've been able to watch one. And then that expired, and then shootout. I was like, "Hell yeah, dude, this is badass." It was actually fun to watch a hockey game for once.
Yeah, even when I try to watch it, I can't find it half the time. And it's just frustrating. And it's getting to the point where it's like, look, you've watered down my favorite sport to make it more palatable to supposedly American audiences. But yet every other country on this fucking rock floating around the sun says we're the most violent country in the history of fucking ever. So we can't watch them fight. So but whatever. Apparently watching fucking Canadians beat on each other without a full set of teeth is a bridge too far for America, but we can watch fucking Commando on a loop. But that was the excuse. Well, here you go. Here's your chance. You've had a captive audience since fucking February of last year. And what do? They crack down on fucking streams, and they start fucking demanding more money from streaming and cable services till they get their fucking shit pulled.
They're limiting their eyeballs.
The league, this is what I understand. The league signed the television deal. These television deals, like the Red Wings television deal with Fox Sports Detroit is not with Fox Sports Detroit and the Red Wings. It's between the NHL and Fox Sports National, all right? That's the way it's been for fucking years now. Same with baseball and basketball. So what is the issue here? All right. Why is, you're saying you're seeing advertisements for Hulu boasting about their live sports. They just pulled any way to watch local sports here in Detroit. Why? Money grab? It's the only thing I can think of. And by the way, where do people think I'm sorry, has this planet not been trying to kill off us like we're a bunch of fucking fleas on a dog for the last year? You still have, there's almost 1 million people unemployed alone in Michigan. Michigan only has 10, 11 million people in it. Where the fuck do they think all this money's coming from? I know they don't think this little $300 a week bump for the pandemic and unemployment insurance is going to make people go on like a drunken sailor on fucking leave spending spree. And that little $600 check, that didn't even cover most people's fucking rent.
Still waiting on mine, by the way.
So what the fuck?
That makes two of us.
I'm sitting here what is the NHL thinking? This is not the time to fucking be doing a money grab. This is a time to build some goodwill equity with your fan base and to build your fan base.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber. Signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Not applicable to PayPal Here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber. Signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Not applicable to PayPal Here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All the bullshit we hear about, well, hockey needs to be more diverse. Well, why don't you fucking go into the fucking neighborhoods that don't have hockey and start trying to build lasting fan bases in them now?
But won't their argument be, hey, remember when we had to play that half a season with no fans? That's kind of how we make money.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, how many of these fucking hockey arenas are actually fucking at capacity every night before the COVID? I mean, let's stop fucking believing their bullshit.
Yeah, it ain't 1994 anymore.
Yeah, and be real about it. Yeah, perfect. You know what? You're absolutely right. And you know why fucking hockey got that boost in the early 90s? 2 reasons. Gretzky went to L.A., New York won a cup.
I mean, be honest. Would you call the salad days of the NHL probably the 90s as far as from when they were as far as the most relevant to the sports landscape?
Late 80s into, probably about a 10-year period between the 87-88 season and 97-98 season.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of that was started with Edmonton. Well, really, it started with the Islanders winning 4 cups in a row, Edmonton knocking them off, then becoming a dynasty of their own. But, I mean, you also had, I know that this is ancient history to a lot of kids, so If you're under 30, sit back. Uncle Richie's about to tell you a story. Back in 87, 88, the Red Wings were the cream of the NHL, except for the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers had Gretzky, Messier, Curry, Fuhrer, Boom. I mean, it's just, it's fucking, just, I mean, player after player, Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. In their prime, they had these guys. Okay? And if the Red Wings didn't run into that team, there's a chance they'd have lifted the cup in the 80s. But they ran into that team. But Edmonton had that run, and Gretzky was just doing shit that no one had ever seen on the ice at that point. And he was in his peak at that point. And then New York, well, no, Gretzky was traded to L.A. That was big because now hockey's on the coast, a coast that had never had that anyone ever gave a fuck about it before. Then you had the rise of the Rangers. They won the cup in 94. Devils won the cup in 95. There's two East Coast teams. You got Jersey and New York on board now. And then the Red Wings Avalanche. I know people who never watched hockey that would watch a Red Wings Avalanche game just waiting for a fucking brawl to break out. Like when I lived in New York, April 1st, 1998, Red Wings, Colorado Avalanche. It was...
This guy remembers the date.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I came home from work, and this time it was Osgood and fucking Wah, because they traded Vernon in the offseason. This was... Was
that when they fought?
Yeah. Yeah. And 97 is when Vernon and Wah fought. That was fight night at the Joe. I think it was March 26, 97.
No, that's when Vernon skated out. I remember he's skating out of the net.
Yeah, that's when Shanahan Superman Patrick Waugh from across the ice because he was going to, my boy, because Patrick Waugh was trying to fucking jump in blindside fucking McCarty, who was beating the shit out of fucking Lemieux, and Shanahan was just like, "It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a large Irishman flying across the ice." And they just tackled him. And Vernon came out and was like, "Shanny, go fight Deadmarsh. I got this.
Yeah.
Come here." But no, I remember my buddy called me. And he's like, "Are you watching this fucking game?" I'm like, "Of course I am. Why are you watching it?" He's like, "Because you told me they fight." Bro, the whole fucking team's fighting. They're fighting. The coaches are fighting. And I'm like, yeah, they're yelling at each other. Yeah, that's what they hate each other. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'd say you're right. I'd say that's probably the definitely their biggest cash payday, or their biggest payday as far as national exposure in the States, because they were all over ESPN in the early 90s.
They had a national contract with NBC when the Glow Puck existed.
Yeah, that all started from an illegal check into the bench.
I know the Glow Puck divides this program. But, I mean, yeah, that's when I remembered that seemed to be when hockey was, like, it was definitely, there was no talk. It was the big four. Now hockey seems to be like an afterthought. Like, oh, yeah, the NHL's still a thing. Like, even the way sports reporters address it.
Well, there's two reasons. One, social media. Two, because of how violent it is. In today's society, there's no room for that.
And we live in quote-unquote hockey town. And it's here now. It just seems like it's like the Wings are still here.
Well, the Wings are truly in the depths of a rebuild. I mean, this is a true rebuild. No bullshit. Like they're stocking draft capital when they can. They're basically doing what Yzerman implemented in Tampa Bay, which is if you're not producing and you got a big contract, you're trade bait, because I'd rather have 2 fucking mid-round draft picks for you than to pay you fucking $20 million to be a goddamn fucking pylon skating out there. And that's just how shit's going to go. And Yzerman said when he came in here as a GM, it's going to be 4 or 5 years, folks. And people didn't listen. And anybody with a hockey IQ above room temperature knew he wasn't bullshitting. I mean, everything, the stars and planets would have to align for the Red Wings to be legitimate contenders, I'm going to say before the 2025.
There'd have to be a Leonard Skinner-esque type plane crash involving one team. That's the kind of shit that would have to happen. They are... I was bored up in games last season, so I'd have them on in the studio. I was working at the radio station. Holy shit, were they bad! And you're saying it's worse this year?
Well,
season's only a week old.
Bad. Yeah. But I mean, it's, dude, that was a historically bad year. Like, they were on track, I think, to have the worst record.
Yeah, weren't we joking that COVID did them a favor?
Yeah.
Like, put them out of their misery?
So, and I mean, we're now starting to see 15 years on how the salary cap is affecting teams because, you have a team like the Blackhawks who became dominant after the mid-2000s lockout because they were smart. They went out, hired Scotty Bowman's kid, and that's a package deal because Scotty came out of retirement to go be a special assistant to the GM in Chicago. Boom, Chicago wins, 3 cups? That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence at all. But now Chicago is so fucked as far as salary cap and the cap hit. At least you got pretty jerseys in Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say, because you ain't winning shit anytime soon. Okay, you know who the Vegas odds-on favorite were to win the cup before the season started? The Colorado Avalanche. We have come full circle
this year
to 25 years ago. Yes, like the Colorado Avalanche odds-on favorite before the season started, according to Vegas, to win the cup.
Huh.
So there you go. So, I mean,
I'm going to go. We were talking about it earlier. Cable TV also hurt sports, especially NHL. Because when you were growing up, Rich, the same with me, you didn't have the far-reaching cable channels. I mean, you had cable, but you didn't have the far-reaching ones. They would only show you your local sports. And local, I mean, you get Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland. You wouldn't get the LA. You wouldn't get the Florida teams. You would get your local.
And you were getting them on a network. I think, yeah, I'll give you that. It took the visibility down. Like before it was, you were on ABC, NBC, or ABC. That was it. Cable kind of.
Everybody in Detroit was going, Yzerman is a god, and everybody in LA's like, no, the great one, Wayne Gretzky. We all had our own little niche.
Yeah, you got your regional game. You didn't. Yeah, everyone saw the game near them, not the national game, not the national stage.
Right, and it really drew a fan base to what you saw because that's all you had. Now you can live in Detroit and be a fan of Dallas. Dallas Stars, you could go and be a fan of the Coyotes if you wanted to.
Pick your poison. You can buy the package where you can watch every single game by every single team.
Right.
I can get an NFL package and watch, every Tampa Bay game.
Hold on.
Yeah, so being a fan favorite of a team is kind of a lost art, of a home team, that is.
Okay, so, okay. I just looked up NHL. It used to be called Center Ice. It looks to be just NHL TV now. All right, so they have 3 plans. $100 all-access pass. Says get the 2020-2021 all-access pass for $100. Sounds like a good deal, right? Oh, so I can watch any game I want? Hold on. Blackouts and restrictions apply. So you want me to pay $100 to the NHL directly for the rights to watch their game, but I can't even watch my home team?
Yeah, no shit.
Then there's the $25 monthly fee. Have a big game? Test drive NHL TV with our monthly pass. Take a wild guess what the last sentence is. Blackouts and restrictions apply. And then, here's the most insulting one. 2020-21 single team pass. $84.99. Hockey is back. The puck is scheduled to drop January 13th. Watch your favorite team play this season. Blackouts and restrictions apply. Huh? So how does this work? If I'm paying that, I better get the fucking local team. It better not be blacked out.
Maybe that's just lawyerese. Like maybe it just has to be there. I'm sure if you look up like the Sunday Ticket, I'm sure that's probably listed as well. But you could still watch your team.
Yeah, and see, that's screwed up too, though, Rich, because you're paying all that money for a specific sport now. Now, if you wanted to watch the Red Wings, the Lions, the Tigers, the Pistons, you have to buy all of these you're spending over about $1,000 just on packages for TV to see your local team.
Oh, trust me, I was very shocked when I pulled up NHL Center Ice and saw they're offering the full fucking season for $100. Because I looked into it years ago, and it was, I want to say, close to 300. So they must be hurting and like, please watch us, please watch our shit. Well, then you know what? Now's not the time to haggle over pennies with fucking a streaming service and pull your fucking shit from them. If you need asses in the seats watching your fucking channel, it ain't the time to fucking start being a dick about it. But that's what once again, the NHL, they love shooting themselves in the foot. And it just makes no sense to me. I'm just like, are you serious? Really? Okay.
Do what everybody else does. Give it to them free for a week, and then collect the money from when they forget to cancel the subscription. You get at least a couple months out of most people.
Yeah, until someone sees their statement.
Yeah.
Which no one has mailed to them anymore. They have to go online and actually look up and look for.
You get at least a free month out of people.
And half the time it's on auto pay, so they don't even know that it got paid.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, look, they're going to do what they're going to do. They got to do what they got. They already put fucking advertisements on the helmets. It's going to be on the jerseys in the next couple seasons, if not next season. And to be brutally honest, in the last 5-6 years, the NHL's proven they have no problem changing a fucking rule in the middle of the season, because the 3-on-3 overtime, they implemented that rule like a month into the fucking 2015-2016 season, I believe. And I'm like, who the fuck implements a goddamn rule in the middle of a season? Isn't that what the off season's for? But that's the NHL for you. So who knows? I don't know.
All right.
I mean, it's still the best, in my opinion, still the best sport to watch live. Playoffs. Yeah, football playoffs are exciting. But man, there ain't nothing like a deciding game overtime hockey. There ain't nothing like that.
No, there isn't.
And I've had non-hockey fans sit there and watch an overtime game, and they're on the edge of their seat more than me, going, oh, God, every time someone shoots on the Red Wings goal, and you're like, oh, my God, I can't take this, man. I need a drink. I'm like, yeah, see?
If you're into action, overtime hockey is where it's at. But shall we?
Let's move on, because we bored the fuck out of most of America.
Should we talk about dick pics?
What the fuck, man? You know what? Here's the thing. This guy is like, what, in his 40s, right? I've seen one picture of him. He looks like he's like in his 30s, late 30s, early 40s at least, right? You're talking about the former...
Jared Porter?
Former general manager?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You're too old for that shit, dude. But I will say this.
Is he single?
If he's single, whatever. But I mean, still, you don't send a dick pic unless it's asked for.
Yes, like how have we not picked up on this, guys?
And he's old enough to know it.
We're like at least a decade into like dick pic culture. All right, we don't know the rules by now. Only if it's asked for.
Unsolicited dick pic, you're going to jail.
Yes,
dude.
I don't care if it's social media jail or actual jail. You're done.
I've worked with a lot of teenagers still in high school or fresh out of high school, men and women. And I'm like, why would you? And like, anytime one of these stories comes up or a story comes up of somebody they know send a dick pic to somebody unsolicited, I'm like, why would you fucking just send a dick pic? And I am constantly shocked. It's not most of the people, but it's enough it's not like men and women going, well, isn't that how you send a dick pic? I'm like, no,
dude. Before I met Mandy, I was online dating for a minute. Apparently, there's some guy's opening salvo.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Instead of hi, it's like, look at this. Like, really? Like,
yeah.
Like the real life equivalent would just be walking up to somebody and taking your pants off. Hi, how's it going? Boom.
I know it's pretty, but I didn't take it off the hair. Like, what the fuck? No, dude, first of all, I don't give a fuck. I'm a pig. I want to see what this chick looks like. Because you're going to ruin your career over some pussy. This better be some pussy I can throw up in the air and it becomes sunshine. You know what I'm saying? Like, this better be some like fur line grade A++ pussy. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Independent lip control.
Because I will say that the alleged dick pics that were sent from Brett Favre to that chick that worked for the Jets, he's dumb for sending a dick pic, but I can't blame him for taking a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that bitch is bad.
Jen Sturger.
Like, she ain't pretty. She's just hot. She looks like she's built for fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's hot people, there's hot women that aren't pretty, and there's pretty women or beautiful women that aren't hot. Like, she's just like hot. And so I'm like, he got some wires crossed and pulled a fucking boneheaded move, which is lucky he did it when he did it and it didn't cost him more. Because if he did it just a couple years later, that'd have been the end of Brett Favre, dude. He would never be in a fucking another Wrangler commercial or anything.
He still had to go away for a minute. Like, he had to work his way back up the endorsement ladder. Like, he had to start, like, endorsing that copper fit shit, and now he's allowed to endorse real things again.
Yeah, and it took... He had to dip, his profile down for a minute, and then switch teams, and then take that team to an NFC Championship game to get his fucking sponsorships back.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, of course, there was the fact that if that was his dick, sorry, Brett. I mean, you're a big dude. That ain't proportional to the rest of him.
It's the soundtrack of his dick.
I mean, I'm sure it's a perfectly average dick. It just looks small on his frame. It'd be like if you saw Shaq in the shower and he just got a 6-inch dick. Like, next to the rest of them, you're going to be like, that's it?
I still hold true to my theory. There's no possible way Shaq has a small dick. Even if it's proportional. Even if it's just proportional and it's average size compared to his frame.
But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, if he just had a normal-ass sized dick and he's big-ass Shaq, he'd be like...
It's got to at least be like a deuce. The
Lord giveth, the Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away, huh?
Yeah. I'd say with Shaq, it's at least a beer can. If Shaq has a small dick compared to his frame, it's at least like a beer can.
Looking like that guy from what is it? It's Be Something. It's not Bedazzled. Is it Bedazzled?
What?
What's that movie where he goes and makes a deal with the devil?
What, the Brendan Fraser movie?
Yeah.
And the devil's Elizabeth Hurley?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
Yeah. Wait,
when she makes him a fucking huge sports basketball player, and the reporter gets in there and he unwraps the towel and he's like, "Oh hell no!"
See, I've never seen all the movie. I just know of it. So yeah, well.
Damn it to hell!
Oh, that's what he is.
Hilarious.
He's a huge sports star, but he has a tiny dick. Is that the plot twist?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
He's like a Shaq-sized basketball player.
First of all, here's the thing. One, I'm a professional athlete. Two, I'm rich.
Yeah, so it doesn't. Yeah. So everything else will work out.
I'll pay a bitch enough to act like I'm splitting her in half. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there'll be plenty of bitches lined up for the job because, believe me, not all women are hoes, like 50, 60% tops, but the ones that are can sniff out a wallet real quick. Trust me.
Listeners, don't worry. We're only going to do like 10 more minutes on Shaq's dick.
Well, it's just, dude, seriously, what is with sports people and dick pics? Is this because they are perpetually fucking stuck at the age of 13? Like the age they were singled out as, wow, you're really good at this sport. And so they've been given everything since that age that they just don't understand. Like how Kevin Smith said, talking to Prince would be like, "It's January in Minnesota at 3 a.m. I need a Camel." And it's like, we had to explain to Prince how that was not physically or psychologically possible. And he got hurt, like ready to cry. Like, why can't you just do what I ask? And Kevin Smith was like, is he being an asshole? They're like, no, he's lived in Prince land for so long, he doesn't understand normal people. Is that what's going on with these athletes?
If I had to take an educated guess, I would maybe more like it's testosterone-fueled environment, lots of machismo, like because it's sports. So
believe in their own height.
Maybe you're walking around half hard all day because you got a little bit more you're just testosterone-charged environments.
Your endorphins are running because you're playing this game, and you believe all your hype people, and you're like, yeah, baby, look at this. And she's like, no, seriously? Come on now.
Dude,
my great pain's bigger. Stop it.
Well, okay, look, I'm not going to sit here and fucking defend anybody fucking sexually harassing anybody, but I am going to say this. There's rules against players and cheerleaders fraternizing. Like, apparently, if you're on the Texas Cowboy cheerleaders, and you even talk to a player, you're done. You're gone. That's it. Like, they do not put up with fucking any... Because apparently, they see that there's a possibility for a bunch of horse shit to pop off, correct? Why don't they have these same fucking rules with the players and the fucking sideline reporters and the people and like, you know, people working in the fucking for the team? Like, flat out, look, dude, if you're gonna do it, be slick about it. Sending a dick pic ain't slick. By the way, yes, Mr. Third Line fucking linebacker, please come to the head coach's office and bring your playbook with you. Some pictures have surfaced here at work, and we need to talk to you about it. Like, seriously, man. Get the fuck out of here. If they're a superstar, find the fuck out of them. If they're a fucking nobody, cut them and send them on their fucking way. Let them go sit on a practice squad for a couple seasons and think about how dumb they are. Because I got no sympathy for these assholes. And if you're an executive, you're not an athlete, and you're sending dick pics, the fuck is wrong with you? What, you feeling strong about your workout that you had this week? The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Didn't you just hold a class and tell your whole team not to do something like this?
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to know fucking better. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, I'm a dirty, filthy misogynist, you know what I'm saying? I'm always going to fucking, you know, give the guy the benefit of the doubt. But, I mean, when it's just blatant like this, it's like, bro, you fucked yourself, man. I feel like DJ Khaled. Congratulations, you played yourself. Because what else do you say to this fuck? Career? Well, I mean, not over, let's be honest. But he's going to have to go away for a period of time.
He made some hella moves for the Mets before he got canned, though.
I mean, yeah. And if I'm a Mets fan, I'm pissed. And I'm pissed more at him because I'm like, why the fuck? Why? Because now you have... Do you understand? A general manager is like, unless you're the Lions, apparently, and the general manager and head coach are going to fucking share duties. General manager is the buck stops here, motherfucker. His vision starts with the head coach and building the team.
Yeah.
So now you got to get someone else in there who's, unless they're completely on his playbook and they're like simpatico or some shit, like they share a brain, you're basically, it's setting you back. All because what? You want to get your dick wet?
Guys,
really, dude?
Guys, listen to me. All right? Heed my words. When in doubt, just beat off, okay? If you are about to do something that is out of your character, sexually or personally, go beat off. Get that demon out of you. That demon is going to cause you to do something fucking stupid, like send a dick pic to a stranger.
To quote Patrice O'Neal, women are such fucking clusterfucks because all their cum is internal. Ours is external. So we jerk evil out every day. We get to see, like, oh, I was going to kill somebody until I jerked off, until that happened. Like, you know, it's, yes, get the evil out. Go jerk the evil out of you, and then go back about yourself.
If you go through the wreckage of of Me Too, all of those situations could be solved by just go beat off.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Get that evil out of you. Go on about your day. You get to keep your career. You get to keep your family.
Yeah, see, those guys, they were just born too late. That's all. They got into sports too late. Because technology and society, once again, screwing people over. Because you know damn well back in the day, people were in the fucking locker room and upstairs in the offices having their way with any woman or any guy they wanted to.
It was like...
But nowadays, it's like, oh, I could be more famous and more notable by saying Me Too or saying no and ew. I could be selective. I could be all types of selective and be like, no, look like the lady from the queen from fucking History of the World Part 2 and shit.
It's like
Part 1.
You know, if you're trying to holler at somebody and they reject you, and you still get that funny feeling when you get around them because you haven't gotten over them yet, that means go beat off. All right? That's your gut going, hey, just go beat off. All right? She's not into you. You tried. She said no. Just go beat off. This will blow over in a couple weeks. Only like 20 more dead minutes on dicks, people. We promise.
I do think it's kind of what Earl was touching on is that we didn't grow up with this technology. Like, it wasn't there the minute we got our first fucking phone.
Yeah.
First of all, no one handed us a fucking phone at 13.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't happening when we were children.
I had to buy my first one as an adult.
Me too. But who cares about a phone? Beeper, motherfucker.
Well, that too. But even then, I bought mine. It was mine. It wasn't handed to me. My parents were like, "Cool, yeah, that's what you want a beeper? That's what a part-time job is for." That's what I was told, at least.
I hated my beeper. Why the fuck do you have a beeper? You had to find a fucking phone to call people back.
Because that's what you did before cell phones.
Motherfucker, half the time, people we ran with, half the time, I got a beep. Can I borrow some money? I got to call somebody. You can afford the beeper, but you can't afford the phone call?
Right.
Your priorities are backwards, bud. Sorry. Dude, we knew people that walked around with deactivated beepers tucked in their pocket just to front like they had one.
That's true.
Losers.
We had a broken payphone in our neighborhood and it was free, so we always used that one.
But I mean, these younger players and people like this former GM for the Mets, he ain't got an excuse. He's our age. Maybe a high school kid, I would fucking give a pass on that. But even then, dude, we're fucking we're over a decade into the smartphone. And well over 20 years you could take pictures with a cell phone. So you can't, I don't care if you're 25 and you're like, oh, I didn't realize. Really? No one told you not to send dick pics? Your father, your mother, your aunt, your grandmother, a teacher, a school counselor, nobody? I'm having a hard time believing that. It's just...
And you ain't got Snapchat? Isn't that what Snapchat's for?
Case in point. The power of pussy compels us. Men will throw away once again, to quote Patrice O'Neill, ask a woman, do you love your wife, or you love your husband, you love your kids? Yup. Okay, well, see Brad Pitt over there? What if he wanted to fuck you right now? Yeah, he's fine, but I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't risk my family. Ask a man, you love your wife, you love your kids? Yup. You see that female bum passed out behind a dumpster with trash on her? Would you risk it all to fuck her? Oh, man. Oh.
What she look like naked
with trash on her? Come on, man. It's not fair.
I mean, can hang a pine saw and
what's a rack look
a
like?
little pine tree on her.
What's she look like from behind?
Spray some Febreze, cancel the smell, maybe.
I mean, to further quote him, he was right. We're stupid, but we're philosophical about our stupidity. This is a man conversation that could last for 4 hours. Would you fuck a bitch without a nose? Do I have to look her right in the hole?
Yeah.
Yes. Rest of her's hot? Yes. Yeah, I'd fuck a bitch without a nose.
Because we're also liars, we'd bend that bitch over.
Well, no, part of the
we couldn't have got that man some insulin. God damn it.
Part of the deal is you gotta fucking stare at the fucking hole in her face while you're fucking her for at least 5 minutes. Oh shit. Anyways, it's good to know not only athletes are stupid about this shit, but the people who hire and pay the athletes are stupid about this shit. Jesus fucking
And nobody's surprised.
Sport Team. ChristopherMedia.net.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
It's easy to find flooring online, but imagining those floors on your floor? A bit trickier. So Lumber Liquidators made Picture It, which adds our floors to a photo of your space. Just point, snap, and choose a floor. It's great if you're looking for new floors. Also, still fun if you're not. Try Picture It, only at llflooring.com. These are the floors homes are built on. Get free samples of your favorite floors sent to your home. Visit llflooring.com to order today.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Not applicable to PayPal Here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
Hey, speaking of people who hire people, your boy got his extension in Ann Arbor. Yeah.
Well,
leaders and best for another season.
I ain't even. Go ahead, Rich. I ain't even.
One, I guess, good for him because it's the only person that it's good for. Because to me, this is the University of Michigan football program going. Sure, half-ass is just fine with us. I don't want to hear there's no one else. I don't want to hear it. There's no reason to keep him. Bring in somebody who's going to tank for 2 fucking years while you look for somebody better. I don't give a shit. You don't reward a person who has done nothing. This is literally me walking in, fucking my boss's wife, slapping my pulling my dick out of his woman's dripping twat, slapping his newborn baby in the face with it, and him giving me a raise. There's no fucking reason for him to still be at University of Michigan.
Burning down his business and going, hey, let me give you a raise.
The whole thing was he thought he was going to have NFL fucking interest.
And
he played the string out.
Did anyone interview him?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think
I didn't hear any.
Between U of M and the clusterfuck that was the Colin Kaepernick shit show that started on his watch, I kind of think he's persona non grata with a lot of people in the NFL. I don't know if he'll ever get back in the NFL. I mean, if he goes on a fucking tear and turns Michigan, I mean, it's not going to happen. But, you know, I guess there's a 0.0001% chance or whatever it could. If he goes on a tear and turns Michigan into the new Alabama, yeah, he won't be able to fucking take a piss without bumping his nuts on some fucking job offers in the NFL. But, I mean, that's not one national championship.
So is he
That's not winning the Big Ten and you get all these offers. That's becoming a goddamn dynasty in college football.
Is he too old school? Is that his problem? Is he not built for these new soft players?
I don't know what it is. I do not know what it is. It seems like he tries to get on their level. Jesus Christ, he fucking basically had a sleepover with a fucking player he was recruiting. Went and hung out with him and his fucking family, like was climbing trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you, a fucking child? But if
it's like Jackson.
I mean, well, but when I heard that, I was like, well, man, fuck it. He's fucking down to do what he's got to do to recruit. But then it's like you don't do anything with the recruits, so you just made an ass of yourself. It's really what it is, right?
They went up in a hot air balloon at dawn. Well, they did.
What's more beautiful than sharing your bed with a child?
Hey, they did just hire. Didn't they raid his brother's staff for a DC? Did they just hire a former Ravens coach as a DC for Michigan?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Because didn't the guy they have actually go to the NFL? What was this? Don Brown? Didn't he actually get an NFL job? Which I was like, really?
Well, first of all, this last year of college football it's like every other sport. I'm glad they played because we had some sort of distraction from the horror show that was 2020. But ultimately,
I think that's why he kept his job, man.
Can you really look at any championship from this year and be like, yeah, that stands up to every championship before it? I can't. You don't have teams playing their normal teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the NHL right now is going to play 50-some games, and you're only going to play teams within your division. And you're playing double headers, back-to-back games with every team you meet in your division. Baseball, baseball, I don't know how they're going to do baseball this season. Are they planning on trying to have like everybody travel and play in their home stadiums? Because is that going to work?
Who knows? The vaccines are out now, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, but you know, and look, I'm not trying to go down this political fucking rabbit hole, but you can't mention vaccine without mentioning the fact that we now have a new president, and he said in his first 100 days he wants 100 million people to be vaccinated in this country. Do we even have 100 million doses in this country?
Because that would be a negative, Ghost Rider.
Because I just went to the doctor's last week, and I was told by the nurse practitioner who was taking my information, if you know anything about she's a nurse practitioner. She's on the front lines. That's what I'm saying. Okay. They're not even giving them the vaccine. They got to spend their own money on their own time to travel to where, I won't say what hospital network she's in because I don't want to get us in trouble because I don't know if this could, because it is hearsay. I don't know for sure. I'm going by what she said, and she had no reason to lie to me. She says they want everybody who's in this network to take time off or show up after, but they're only open like banker's hours, 9 to 4 or 9 to 5, whatever it is for vaccinations. So she's like, I got to take time off work. I got to drive out there. I have to pay for the vaccination myself. And then I got to go back and get the second vaccination within 2 weeks of getting the first one. Once again, either taking a day off from work and paying for it myself, or, begging someone to hey, could you cover my shift for a couple hours while I run out to where I got to go?
Damn it.
It's ridiculous, man.
I have a friend who works in a pharmacy in a hospital. All right. Been there for a while. All right. He's a pharmacy tech. They store the vaccines in the pharmacy that he works at. He has to go to Walgreens to get his. That's where he's being sent by the hospital system he works for.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
The fuck does that work?
Everybody here in the state of Kansas is all bent out of shape because it is not even close to rolled out here. I mean, we might have maybe 100,000 people, maybe vaccinated. It's terrible. They aren't even trying to vaccinate people here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't. If MLB tries to play not like regional like they did last season, but try to play a normal season, what are you going to do with teams like Detroit? Because as of right now, the whole state, you can't even walk into a gym legally. Like, technically, is there something in the executive order that makes it okay for professional athletes to play? Because I've seen shit that says, or not play, but like gather and practice and shit like that. Because how are we even going to get through spring training?
So I think what you're getting at is we're going to have a second year of asterisk seasons. Because to me, the only ones that are really going to stand are the NFL and the NBA. Because the NBA, I think we've talked, they're only losing like 2 games. And then, the NFL, we already realized NFL's king dick. How it just kept, it's the only thing that kept on rolling through COVID. So, I wonder, are we going to see is there going to be another abbreviated baseball season? Hockey lost what? How many, it's 50-something games you said? So they lost.
Oh, this season? Yeah. Like close to 30 games, a little bit under maybe.
Yeah, so they're not playing a full season, so.
And I mean, we need to also, I know this is ironic coming from me, but I have family and friends all over the country, and I stay in contact with them. And let me tell you something. It's not just how from state to state this shit is handled varies wildly. You get in certain states, it's city to city. Like, you can literally walk into one restaurant that's open, walk across the street to a restaurant that's in another city, and that one's shut down. And there are 2 lanes and a center turning lane away from each other. I have a friend that lives in Texas. She's like, have you tried telling anyone in Texas what to do before? Try telling them to wear a fucking mask. Try telling them they got to close their fucking businesses. Them motherfuckers are like, remember the Alamo and kiss my ass.
I guess apparently in Florida, it's like, what pandemic? Everything's open.
See, that's what I'm thinking. That might be the only thing that gets Major League Baseball through spring training, but at what cost? Because where are the 2 states that spring training takes place? Arizona, Florida. Arizona and Florida are both, let's just say, being rather cavalier, laissez-faire, if you will, about enforcement and restrictions and all that shit. It's like, I think the only way we're going to get back to normal, and I hate to say this, and this isn't just sports, but I mean, it's going to encompass sports, is a national mandate, and we all like go, yeah, it's going to suck for 2-3 weeks, but you ain't leaving your fucking house unless you need to.
That's going to be near impossible. I've been sitting here in Wichita, Kansas, watching Michigan and New York and other places, barren streets and shit, and I'm like, but why? Because everybody here in this town and everybody down south, they are like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
You are the only person on this podcast who's had COVID.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, that's fair enough, but I mean, that we know of, because we're still learning. We don't know.
That's true.
We could have been asymptomatic.
Yeah.
And on top of it, you had the most pussy case of COVID I ever heard of.
Yeah.
Like you weren't, first of all.
Well, you get it in viral loads, right?
The only thing it really did was hang around for a long time with you. It didn't even fucking put you like on your ass.
No, it sets you down, but it does. Like, I can't like walk from my front door to my gate without going.
Yeah, but we've talked about
trying to breathe.
You have some other issues and other medications that if you're on, that might be affecting it or exasperating the situation. I get what you're saying. And yeah, I have heard that is a long-term fucking that. And apparently one of the guys on the local sports station caught it, and he's like, I was out for 6 weeks. He's been back for 2 months. He's like, I still can't taste food 100%. They asked him what it was like. He goes, imagine chain smoking and drinking the night before and then eating the next day. How you like you've kind of burnt your taste buds out from the booze and the cigarettes. So it's just kind of like, bleh. I'm like, oh, that would suck. Because as a fat person, I like food. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, you can get degrees of COVID as well. You can get different viral loads. You can get you can get light COVID. You get the heavy COVID.
And then, well, now what'd you say?
I got the light one because my taste buds did go down, but my breathing is what really took a toll. But it didn't. I wasn't worried about going to the hospital. Let's say.
But you can also when Cam Newton had it, didn't he never wasn't he one of the people where he never showed any symptoms? He just tested positive for it for a few days and then stopped testing positive for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, I mean, you also had, Cam Newton, professional athlete, really good shape. I'm going to say Von Miller's probably in good shape, but it knocked him on his ass. According to the article I read, they were talking about, talking to his family, have you signed a DNR? Because we might have to put him on a ventilator. And if he codes, what do you want us to do? And I've been in that situation. They don't come to you asking those questions lightly. So, I mean, if he was that bad, who the fuck knows? That's what I'm saying. We don't know. But that's the scary part. And I'm hearing that our governor wants to implement, and that certain, Live Nation, they want to implement a policy. Live Nation handles concerts nationwide, worldwide, actually, if you don't know. But they want to put policies in effect saying, you can't come into a sporting event or a concert or a group gathering unless you have your paperwork on you that says you've been fucking vaccinated. And you know as well as I do, paperwork, please. What bell does that ring? Rings the Nazi one for a lot of people. Rings the brown shirts. You got to carry your paperwork on you, or else, here come the secret police to come fucking collect you.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted on that because yeah, man, yeah. Let's make sure we're not going to have a fucking public health crisis. Yes, absolutely. Let's verify that. But no, to all the Nazi motherfuckers, and I say, then burn your iPhone. If you're gonna play that card, dude, you walk around with a tracking device in your pocket and you don't give a fuck. What? Somebody would want to make sure you're not gonna get, we're not gonna have another COVID outbreak. You're going to fly that Nazi shit? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, sometimes it's not even like a Nazi issue. Like I was saying, down here in the South, no fucks are given. Seriously. You cannot tell these people they're not going to have their barbecue and their tailgates and everything else. And the irony and the funny part, not so funny at times, but I mean, just to sit and watch it's kind of funny, is people will be distanced in their parking and they will wear masks. But then they'll walk over to somebody else's barbecue, take off the mask, and eat some of their food. And it's like, the fuck? What are you doing?
No, trust
dude,
me.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't see a way out of this besides going down some very unsavory roads. I just don't. We're not going to get enough people to take the fucking the vaccine. On top of that, this vaccine ain't going to be good for fucking probably come flu next flu season. This vaccine will be shot to shit like the flu vaccine is every year, and we don't know what's coming down the fucking pipe. So it's not like
a lot of people here think the vaccine's full of shit and are not taking it.
Good.
There you go.
Cool.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like it gets estimated 70% of this country has to take the fucking vaccine for the vaccine to be effective in this country.
Now, see, unfortunately, I know this is definitely for a racial push. The NBA is thinking about going live and taking the vaccine live.
Oh,
to show good faith.
No, it's not a racial. Do you think that the first person in the United States to get it being a black nurse was an accident? No, that was by design.
That's what I'm saying. It's a racial push.
You listen to
show people that it's safe for black and white people.
Well, first of all, the vaccine was discovered by a black female doctor. So I mean, but black people's paranoia in this country, rightfully so, is pretty much bottomless because of a lot of shit that has been pulled on them in this country. But at the same time, talk to a redneck and talk to a ghetto motherfucker, and you're pretty much talking to the same person when it comes to the conspiracy theories and bullshit they believe in. Well, we ain't been to the moon, and I don't trust this because this is how they get you. And all this bullshit.
I was going to say, you will hear that's how they get you come out of both of their mouths at some point.
Mm-hmm. And that's an issue in this country because we can't fucking move forward trying to treat entire fucking clumps of human beings in this country like 3-year-old toddlers throwing a temper tantrum because you said put the fucking Rice Krispies back. But that's what we got. So that's what I said. Unless there's like a national 2-3 week lockdown coupled with the vaccine, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. And sports coming back full on. You listen to the sports talk stations up here, they're hoping this summer, fall at the latest. You listen to the experts talk on other stations, they're like, maybe summer 2022.
Yep.
I mean, we're looking at losing over 2 years of normal life to this shit.
Yeah.
And people are still arguing it doesn't exist. Okay.
I've been talking about, when I talk to my mom or my wife, even talk to Aaron, and, you guys, I think we're all kind of in the same thing. Dude, we're losing this year too. Last year was the year everything got fucked up. This is going to be the year where we get everything back on track. It's going to take another year. It's life as we knew it next year. All right, 2021 is going to be a wash too, everybody.
I'm starting to feel like we're in Little Nicky. You guys are just partying like there is no hell. Well, I can tell you, there's most definitely a heaven and a hell. People are partying like there's no disease and everybody's going to be just fine. And, well, the death count keeps going up. They were shocked at 200,000. It's now 400,000. Here we go.
Well, I mean, dude, we're still nowhere globally where we should be as far as deaths. So, I mean, somebody on this fucking planet's taking this shit serious. Now it says a lot that America, as developed of a country as it is, has had this many problems. You can't get people you cannot, Jesus fucking Christ, man. We can't get people to agree on what color a dress is on the internet. We're sitting here going to try to fucking get everybody to get fucking, or 75% of 40 million people to get vaccinated. Good fucking luck. It was gold. Good luck, man.
We're the liberty country, though. And I guess you got the good with the bad, right?
I mean, look, I'm not for mandatory vaccination, and I'm not for going back into a lockdown, shutdown situation. But if this shit gets as bad, I mean, dude, you have medical experts like, we haven't seen the worst yet. It's just starting to mutate. And by the way, 150 times more fucking communicable, or whatever the word is, than the original coronavirus that we were fucking worried about. So goody.
But today came out that the Pfizer vaccine that in testing, preliminary tests, works against the super corona.
No, I said that on Unregimented last week. But the problem is that doesn't help people who refuse to get it.
You know, hit people where they live. Tie it to their employment. Well, hey, want to keep your job? You get this vaccine. Hey, you want this next stimulus? Get this vaccine.
See, now you do that, and you're going to end up with dead politicians on your hands. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the first time someone's family member has an adverse reaction and dies or gets really sick, that's going to be the rallying cry for the anti-vaxxer people.
Aldi is giving their employees money after they get the vaccine. Incentivize people.
See now, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, and if people are like, "Wow, we've wandered way far off from sports," not really, because I'm about to bring it back home. Give me a second. Bear with me.
All right.
Okay. Charles Barkley come out and said recently that all professional athletes should skip to the head of the line because they pay more taxes and they're going to be at higher risk playing sports. A lot of people come out and said, fuck him, you're trying to jump the line. But I think he's got a point here.
He ain't a pro athlete anymore. He ain't jumping shit.
No, he's talking about the current athletes that are playing. But I think he has a point here. Yes, high-risk people front. But see, once again, I talked to a frontline worker. She's talking about all the hoops she has to jump through and all the money out of pocket she has to pay. All these is, if you got your shit, we're going to give you money. It's kind of backwards, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the problem with how we're thinking. It's the same problem when you talk to people, I ain't taking the vaccine because Bill Gates is trying to fucking microchip me. There's a microchip in the vaccine that's going to track me. Because your fucking smartphone isn't listening to you 24/7.
Yeah,
you can't say, "Hey Alexa," and it listen to you. The device that spies on you in your house that you keep on 24/7, where anybody who works for that company can just hit a button and listen to every conversation you're having, but you're worried about a microchip and a vaccine.
Well, that's what I say. It's the same people that say, "Oh, you make sure you got your papers." Like, yeah, if you have all of your credit card information in your phone, you're doing the same thing. Shut up.
A lot of people down here aren't worried about a microchip as much as they're worried about population control. They're saying that they will have the adverse reaction. They will die off. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a no-win situation.
You can't deal with people who have irrational fears based in nothing. It's like talking to a 5-year-old who's terrified of the monster in his closet and under his bed. You could fucking strip that room down to just walls and bare floor. Excuse me, rip the goddamn door off the closet and light that motherfucker like the surface of the sun 24/7, and that kid's still gonna be terrified of the fucking monster in that room. Yep, it's an irrational fear.
You know the irony in those
rationalize with them.
Yeah, the irony in those people's logic is if you don't get the vaccine and everybody else does, you ironically will be the idiot that gets sick and dies.
Yep, it's a no-win situation.
So yeah, we will control the population. Hey, you don't believe in science? Cool, you get to die.
Well, I mean, look.
Like, they spin that, though, Chris. Down here, they spin that. They're like, you've got to believe in science. This is great. The vaccination works. And they go, well, your ass don't believe in science. There's 2 genders. And I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts.
Hey, you know how no one's had rubella since like 200 years ago? That's vaccines.
Yeah, no polio. Yeah, it's a thing.
Look, the problem is that I've seen, and I've talked to, Earl, you know one of the people I'm about to mention. I have 2 friends who are PhDs. They're not medical doctors. One's in biochemistry, one's in fucking physics. But they both work for the same college. Well, I'll say this. I've tried to get them on Unregimented to talk about the shit they go through. Both of them talk about how science isn't science anymore. Science used to be, we present a theory, we do our damnedest to disprove it, and we keep doing that until and eventually we're going to whittle down the bullshit and pull off the layers and get to the truth. Now I come from this school of thought. I'm going to run this experiment. If this experiment's results come out different than my school of thought, then it's a flawed experiment. Get it out of here. Case in point. What listen to science. You just said, well, there's two genders. Well, what they'll come back with is, no, gender is how you feel. Your sex is how you were born. Oh, really? Okay. So we're going to split hairs on that shit? Okay. And why do you think it's that way? Well, because psychiatrists say so. Oh, so all these psychiatrists whose job depends on inventing bullshit to have more people come in and fucking pay them hundreds of dollars to talk to for an hour at a time. Of course they're going to fucking jump on this shit. What you're doing is, basically what they're doing is, the people who fucking go listen to science, but then don't listen to science, are like people trying to prove God through science, like prove creationism through science. They've come to their conclusion and they work backwards from there. That's not the scientific method. So no, I understand why those people are like, fuck you, I'm not listening to you. I get that. Because right now, everything is political. Everything is politicized. Nothing. Jesus fucking Christ. I had a friend who went to the doctor and he goes, he's high risk. He's got a lot of comorbidities. And they were like, so just so you know, we would recommend you getting the vaccine if and when it comes out. And he goes, well, what happens if I get sick in the meantime? And this is a doctor, by the way, looking at a fucking patient. And he goes, I hate to say it like this, but what are your politics? And he goes, what the hell does that matter? He goes, because what I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people are going to either accept what I say or reject what I say based on what their politics are. And he goes, so say what you're going to say. And it said hydrochloroquine or whatever the fuck it was. He goes, I've given it to people who've tested. Yes, I've given it to people who've tested positive for COVID, and it seems to ease their symptoms. No, it's not a cure. It eases their symptoms. As a doctor, this is what I'm telling you. If you tell me because you don't want to take it for political or whatever reason, I can't force you to take it. And I'm just like, this is where we're at as a society?
Yes.
Where you get treatments based on what your political beliefs are?
Oh, absolutely. And people are saying that doctors are now practicing medicine. That's why they call it practicing. It's not a sure thing. You used to have a cough or skin your knee, you go to the doctor, he diagnosed you, so that's what's wrong with you. Take 2 of these, call me in the morning. Not anymore. No, we are far. Yes, we are exactly where you're at, Rich, because they're practicing medicine.
Well, it's always been
called. Not perfect, but
it has
now
always
it's being
been called
taken
practice.
literal, Chris. Yeah, but now it's taken literal. Like I said before, it used to be, oh shit, go to the doctor. Oh, this is it. I take this, call me in the morning. Now, no fucking way.
To me, that sounds like a Fox News talking point. It's like the whole fucking, the media called the election. The media doesn't call the election. First of all, we've been saying that for fucking since I was born. We're projecting that so-and-so is going to win the election. We've called the election for so-and-so. News places have been doing that for fucking 43 years as far as I know.
It's not so much like Fox News, dude. It's like...
No, listen to me. I'm not done. I'm not done making my point. And then you get these Fox News assholes coming and go, you can't call an election. The media doesn't decide the election. You're arguing semantics. We are arguing over whether doctors practice medicine. So we're going to argue over what the definition of the word practice is. What are we, lawyers? What are you, Bill Clinton? I get where you're going, but Jesus fucking Christ, this is part of the problem, man. They're fucking doctors. They know more than you.
I am 100% with you. I'm just telling you the landscape that I live in. People will sue a doctor in a hurry if they get the diagnosis wrong. Well, all of your symptoms are pointing to this disease, so let's try this medicine. And they end up getting sicker or worse, dying. Well, you misdiagnosed them. That's medical malpractice. So now, if you go to a doctor, it's not cut and dry. And
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, dude, there's so many fucking things that can go wrong in a diagnosis. By the way, most of them on the patient's end by not disclosing full information to the doctor.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I would say a close second is the doctor not asking proper follow-up questions. But I know you're right on one thing, because my mother, when she was diagnosed with cancer, no one would give me any so what this type of cancer, what's the survival rate? Well, we don't do that anymore.
You know what that is? That's the lawyers getting in there.
Yes, exactly. Because it took me fucking at least 10 of her fucking doctors till I finally got one who was a young guy, and I pulled him aside and I was like, look, man, we're about the same age. Enough with the fucking political bullshit talk. We're completely off the record. I don't even have a phone on me. I'm not recording this guy. I will fucking turn out all my pockets. I need to know what's really going on. Why won't they tell me anything? And he goes, because we're told by our bosses. And this was at U of M Cancer Center. We're told by our bosses to not do that anymore. Because if we tell someone their odds are good of surviving and then they die, the family's calling a lawyer immediately. If we tell someone they're going to die soon and they live, they call a lawyer immediately. And I was like, so that episode of Scrubs was kind of true? And he's like, yes, it was. He goes, it was way accurate. I was like, wow. So you can't win. He's like, no, not really.
That's like when Alex Smith broke his leg and now back with Dak Prescott. What's the likelihood that they're going to be able to play again or walk again? You're not going to get that from doctors, not even their doctors.
There it is.
But they're going to do everything they can to make it happen. But they won't tell you that they could come back and play 100%. They won't tell you they'll be better than ever or that they'll be 60% of what they were. They aren't telling you that shit at all. So you can look online for days and you don't know if Dak Prescott's going to make a great comeback or not.
Well, no matter what fucking happens, I don't think we're going to have, damn sure not going to have full fucking stadiums anytime this year. Like in a league. There might be certain states. There might be certain states that allow it or certain countries that allow it.
There could be absolutely no disease with 5 different vaccines. You still aren't going to have full stadiums. Ain't nobody can afford to go. We're fucking broke and unemployed.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
I bet you the first full stadium we see post COVID is going to be in Florida or Texas.
I could see it.
It'll probably be some college football game.
Because my friend,
the first full event's going to be wrestling. I'll guarantee it.
Dude, that's I don't disagree with that. You could be correct.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah. But might be NASCAR. That too.
Maybe UFC.
Yeah.
UFC is probably more likely than wrestling because they can even go to smaller venues than wrestling does.
What are white people who don't give a fuck a fan of? That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, wrestling. Like right after 9/11, everybody was scared to get together in a big group just in case. I'm like, okay, they're not going to bomb us chilling in a concert hall, idiot. But then wrestling came out, and they were the first major gathering after 9/11. And they were proud of that fact, and I'm like, that's kind of fucked up.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
Every day, people experience mysteries that challenge the laws of nature, like enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar. It looks, sounds, and tastes delicious. But how does one explain the great taste if there are 0 calories and 0 sugar? Some mysteries are just too mysterious. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Unbelievably delicious.
No TV binging session is complete without the unbelievably delicious 0-calorie taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All right, well, let's steer back to the NFL.
Why not?
We already gave a good 15 minutes to Tampa Bay. Any surprises on any other NFC game? I mean, we expected Green Bay to Green Bay.
I actually was surprised on the Ravens game and the Bills.
Okay, we'll get to the AFC. I'm talking about the NFC. So no,
just saying.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's 2 conferences. We're in the NFC right now. But Rodgers is going to Roger, right? Aaron's going to Aaron.
I mean, all I could keep thinking of watching that game was you were in like the back of my head going, they ain't played anybody this year.
Yeah, they still haven't. They're the weakest team left in the playoffs.
And I'm just like, well, you about to play somebody this week.
Yeah.
Some might even say the greatest of all time. So, yeah,
it's
good
12
luck.
on 12 right now.
It's the old guy conference. It's another battle of old guys. Hey, Aaron's 38. He ain't this ain't 2007 Aaron Rodgers anymore. His pictures come up on his little graphic. He looks old.
Well, I mean, I know we're trying to stay with the conference, but there was kind of a big event at the end of an AFC game that might affect the rest of the goddamn fucking playoffs because Patrick Mahomes is on concussion protocol, and that changes the landscape because that team, with him healthy, I don't put either Tampa Bay or Green Bay as having a chance against.
Nope.
Chad Henne ain't going to lead you to
I
the
don't
promised
see
land.
any of the Bays. I don't see any of the Bays beating either Buffalo or Kansas City, quite honestly. I think the Lombardi this year is going to the AFC, or I should say staying in the AFC.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, this is just, I mean, if Mahomes hadn't been hurt, we don't know the extent. I've been told, I thought you were supposed to stay out for 2 weeks with concussion. Like that's the new protocol. But I mean, are they going to do this?
Mahomes is practicing, but he hasn't come out of the protocol yet. He hasn't done the 5-step to get cleared, but he is in limited practice.
He was limited today, yeah, still in the protocol. Yeah, isn't it like, I think the shortest I've ever seen is like a week.
There is no fucking way that if that kid can stand and get an equilibrium, that you're keeping him out of that game. There is no fucking way.
Well, I'm just saying, you take, for whatever reason, Mahomes is not under center. That changes the entire conversation about the championship weekend. Because
most definitely.
If he doesn't play, like I said, hey, Chad Henne, probably one of the greatest quarterbacks at U of M in my lifetime. I can say that pretty easily. Holds a lot of records, but it's been a lot of years since you were that guy in college.
And you fucking Josh Allen.
And you never been that guy in the pros. And
I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of people here that was very nail biting on him just getting a first fucking down.
Oh yeah.
That's all he had to do was get a first down, and everybody here was like, all right, nobody speak.
And now they have anything as possible in a billboard in Kansas City, from what I hear.
Well, good luck with that. I'm just saying, No, I don't know. I think Green Bay is going to win. I think that I just got this sinking feeling that Tampa's last week played way above their pay grade, and they got lucky that they caught Drew Brees, who couldn't hardly throw a deep pass, to the point where they brought Jameis Winston in to throw a deep pass.
That's how you know it's over for Drew, right?
Oh yeah. And I said this at the beginning of the season, guys. First 2 games, he only had 10 attempts over 10 yards, and he only had 1 completion. He's dinking and dunking because he doesn't have that deep arm anymore. I said that at the beginning of the season. And the fact that they throw fucking Captain Crab Legs in to throw a deep ball, when you got a first ballot Hall of Famer, easy, under center already, tells me all I need to know.
Yeah.
You didn't beat a team at its best. You did not beat a team on its A game. You lost twice to them when you ran into them and they were even close to their A game. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys that hate and anger motivate him. And he is motivated because, well, they've drafted his replacement. There's been a whole lot of shit talk about he's a system quarterback and it was his coach and this and that, and he can't do it. He's got a bone to pick.
I was going to ask, how come I'm defending your team more than you are, but that's just how you see it. You're right. He didn't catch Drew on a full 100% Drew Brees. But he also put up 30 points against that team that beat him twice. So he wasn't looking to come there and leave anything to chance, Drew Brees or anything. He whipped their ass.
But that defense had their best game of the year, I think, too, as far as Tampa Bay goes. Like,
right, but
four picks.
But the Bucs ran roughshod over the Saints defense. They weren't being stopped for nothing. And I think when he goes to Green Bay, yeah, you know, Rodgers has a lot to prove. And, you know, like Rick said, anger fuels the man, but you got to get the rest of your team on board. Brady already has his team on board. That's what the season was Brady proving to his team, I can lead you when I need to. And that was the postseason, and he's proven it. Brady in the postseason, it don't matter if he's 45 or 25. He plays the same way. And he got people around him, a lot of people around him, that lets him do it. So
well, I can't disagree with the fact that if we're going to go by track records, that the minute that first of all, Tom Brady's dick entered the fucking quarterback room an hour before he did.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And if there's anybody on that team who isn't full in with Tom Brady as the fucking de facto leader, quarterback, whatever of the Bucs, what the fuck more do you need? Seriously.
That's real talk. No, it's not going to come.
What I'm saying is, I agree that they're all on the same page. It seems like things are starting to click right now. I just know there's situations that offset each other that leaves me going, okay, case in point, Bucs don't really fare well in cold weather cities. In fact, as far as I know, they've only won once in the playoffs when it was below 40 degrees. And that's when they shut down the vet to go to the Super Bowl against the Phillies, or not the Eagles, out in Philly. So that's not a good track record. And Lambeau Field in January ain't known for its fucking, nice weather, mild weather. And I mean, it's not just Brady you got to worry about. You got to worry about the rest of the guys out there. And they have no running game. What happens if this turns into a fucking ground and pound? They're going to be out there chucking the ball trying to fucking keep up.
They're also not good against teams above 500.
Now, see, you say all of that about Tampa Bay, and you're right. But you can't say all of that about Tom Brady, who is now, as you just said, the sole leader of this team. And he's bringing them with him. He's putting them on his back, on his shoulder, whatever you want to say. He's pulling them through. Tom Brady is who Tom Brady is. It's like when he was in the Patriot organization, had Moss and all these other people, he threw it to people you had no idea who they were before he caught a pass from Tom Brady. He's doing the exact same thing in Tampa Bay.
Dude, trust me, I'm rooting for Tampa Bay, but on a betting slip, I'm checking Green Bay. That's
a bad bet. I'm telling you right now, it's a bad bet. Because he has Antonio, he has Hall of Fame players. He has Gronk, he has Brown, he has Mike Evans, Godwin, and he throws it to a guy named Miller more often than any of them. Who the fuck is Miller?
Yeah, well, the problem is that, it's not a problem, but let's be honest here. Gronk is a fucking decoy.
He's a big-ass decoy, though.
Forgot what conference he was in.
I understand that, but when it came time to actually complete a pass to a tight end in that game, Cameron Brate was more of a fucking target than Gronk was.
Gronk dropped a big pass.
That tells you
but Gronk also caught a big pass because they left his ass wide open. Put a linebacker on him, and as soon as Brady saw that he didn't even look either way. He looked right at him and threw it. And it was a huge play. So, yeah, he's a distraction, but he's a very big one. In the minute that they don't fucking cover him or take him for what he is, Brady will make him pay. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. This isn't the Bucs like you're thinking before. This is Tom Brady and the Bucs now. And you got to take that.
That's my problem. I'm going. Like I said, last time the Bucs were in the playoffs, 2007. Last time the Bucs won a playoff game was the Super Bowl in 2003. Okay, I don't know what this team's capable of going this deep in the playoffs because this team doesn't know what it's capable of going this deep in the playoffs. But I know what Tom Brady's capable of,
and I know what they were hired to do, and they're doing it. Like I said before, let this happen because it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. Think it will or not. It does not matter. It's happening.
Man, again, not the first time I don't think you've ever said those things. So back to the AFC. So now let's talk about Buffalo and the Ravens. Why were you surprised there, Ice?
It wasn't the fact that Buffalo won; it was how they won.
Just
3-17.
Awesome.
No, 3-17. It wasn't too long ago that Jackson was all the rage, and oh my God, how are you going to stop the Ravens? And it's set up to be almost a dynasty in the way they were talking about it. And here they are in the divisional round, and they only got 3 fucking points out of them. 3?
That offense is suspect, man. Without Lamar having a historic season, the Ravens cut Ingram today. So I mean, but he didn't play. Like Dobbins just started becoming what I think he's going to be in the NFL. I think next season he's going to be, the man. They need a receiver. Hollywood Brown is, Ravens offense has some problems. All right, that defense and Lamar, even Lamar having he wasn't going to repeat what he did last year. He still had an all right season. He still got him to the playoffs. So just that offense needs work, man. But Buffalo, man, dude, I'm telling you, Josh Allen is. Well, first of all, he's the best running back on that team. He's the best running back left in the playoffs. Yeah, I'm saying it, and I'm just. Him to Diggs right now, they're hot at the right time, and that Buffalo defense also came to play too. Against that Baltimore defense, who was a good defense. They were the better defense on what was that, Saturday? So I'm riding this Buffalo. Either someone's buying liquor after this game. That's the bottom line, Ice.
I will be drunk on your dime.
By the way, just so you know, go back and listen to that because I got you both to agree that whoever wins buys for the rest of the podcast. And I'm like, I didn't even bet on this, and I'm drinking for free no matter what.
I thought you were in this with Tampa Bay. I thought it was a 3-way.
Nope. If anything, you said the Bills will win the Super Bowl, and then Earl said, who did you say was going to win it? Not the Bills. Okay, and I said, and then you two were like, "I'll bet," and I was like, "I'll take the field." So I took the field against the Bills, and my bet was to win. So I mean, no, we changed it. That's right, we changed it. Your bet originally was they were going to win, and it was no, they're going to get to the Super Bowl, and that was what you guys bet on. So, yeah, hey man, whatever. I'm just saying, I got Venmo. Send me $10. I'll drink I'll drink a little fucking Jameson on your dime. I don't care. Hey, if you listeners, hit me up. I'll drink on your dime too.
It's just a passenger, and Rich is getting free drinks. That's all he knows.
If Mahomes comes out of this protocol, Buffalo doesn't make the fucking Super Bowl.
I shall say, even if he does, Buffalo win because you're not going to have 100% Mahomes.
Man, but I'll take Mahomes at like 75% over most fucking quarterbacks in this league. And I just want to go back to the Lamar Jackson thing because he is probably my favorite quarterback playing right now because when he's on his game, he's so exciting to watch. And I have no proof of this; it's just a gut feeling. But I get the feeling, man, that the criticism he receives about not being a pocket passing quarterback and having, good pocket presence and all this shit, it got him off his game this season. I mean, look at the stats of that game. He's usually, if not in the top 2 for rushing for the team in a game, he's the first overall. He only averaged 3.8 fucking yards per carry, man. On 9 carries, he had 34 yards. He threw for 162. I mean, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Dude, make it happen. Fuck the haters. Be Mike Vick. Be the better Mike Vick. Don't fight dogs and go win a Super Bowl before it's over with. Like, I really think he's trying to prove something that there's no reason to, dude. That's not your game. That's like Steve Yzerman trying to beat Bob Probert. It's not going to work, dude. Like, we love you, Stevie, but you're going to get your ass kicked a lot, and it really seems like too late.
That's why you had Bob Probert.
It seemed like too late. He had already had this mindset of, well, I'm going to prove that I'm more than just a mobile running quarterback. I'm not a run first quarterback. I'm a pass first quarterback. Who gives a fuck? Be a win first quarterback. Then worry about your. I've said this millions times, or not millions, dozens of times on this show. You worry about your legacy when you retire. The only stat you worry about while you're playing is winning the last game of the season. That's it. How many fucking championships have we won? That's all I care about while I'm playing. I'll worry about where my stats put me against the fucking greats when I'm done and it's over with. And I think he's guilty of listening to his critics. And, God knows he don't listen to this podcast, but if for some reason he hears this, fuck the critics, play your game. You'll be fine. But you did run into a Bills team who's just playing ungodly this season.
They are. I ain't even going to lie.
Dude, that looks to be the best trade of the offseason, Stephon Diggs to the Bills.
It does. I mean, can't even argue with that shit.
In other news, Phillip Rivers is out. He's gone.
Yeah, see old man Rivers. Never got a ring. That's a shame.
We got it. Indian lost.
Well, I mean, we have two, Breeze, Rivers, who knows? I mean,
Breeze going to go steal Chris Collinsworth's job?
I don't think fucking Rodgers is going anywhere. Brady, okay, let's just pretend for a second. He wins the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. Does he come back to try to win another one?
No. Why?
Yeah, you got to play the odds in this one. You got to go out on top. You have to.
Well, not just on top. You've won a Super Bowl with two different teams.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I went.
You're the god of football with one team, and everybody's like, well, yeah, but you're only the god because, of Belichick. Oh, really? And then you go to Tampa Bay and do it?
Exactly.
Tampa Bay?
Exactly. I got ring number 7 with another team. Suck my dick, I'm out. I mean, that should be his press conference.
He's been to, 9 Super Bowls?
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Won 6. Well, he's won 6, and he's lost 3. 2 he lost to the Giants. 1 he lost to the Eagles.
Yeah.
So that's it. So, I mean, if he goes, it's his 10th Super Bowl appearance. Has anybody, not just a quarterback, anybody in the NFL ever been in 10 Super Bowls?
No.
Not that I know of. Unless it's a player who then became a coach, and damn sure wasn't a head coach because we know that name.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But maybe what's his nuts? The guy who's on the Coors Light cans right now. Maybe him. He was like Ditka. He's the only other guy that he won 4 Super Bowls, like as a player, as like a head coach. It's like
you picked the wrong person to bring up head coach. I think Ditka is one of the most overrated head coaches ever. It wasn't even his defense. It was Buddy Ryan's. Or not Buddy Ryan's, but was it Buddy Ryan?
Yes.
It was Buddy Ryan's.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm thinking of homeboy down in Bubby Brewster or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying if it's going to be somebody, it's going to be somebody like that. Somebody who coach, player, assistant coach, somebody like that. Somebody who
I mean, and I'm not even trying to be a smart ass because it's my team or he went to my my college, my college team. I'm just being real here. 10 Super Bowls, even if you lose the 10th one, you still won. You're still over 50%. You're still over 500 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That I don't ever think in my lifetime where I'm ever going to see that record broke. I just can't imagine it. I mean, it's like DiMaggio's hit streak or fucking, Cal Ripken's amount of games played in a row. I mean, it's just like, that's something if you were around to see, savor the flavor because it doesn't happen once a generation. It happens once maybe in a league history?
Once in a sport. Once in a sport.
That's what I'm saying. Like, football will die off and when this still won't fucking happen. I mean, so, I don't know. But anyways.
No, if he wins, he's done.
Well, I mean, okay, let's get back to who's retiring here because we've really been riding fucking Tampa Bay's dick way too hard. And it's my team. I don't like it. We're jinxing them. It's like I didn't talk to you guys during the game. I'm not going to talk to you during the game this week, so don't expect it. Like, I'm not even going to say shit, because if I go, that's a good play, they'll fuck it up. I know it. So I'm radio silent. That's just what the fuck I'm doing. I'll risk it if we do a live stream for the Super Bowl. I'll risk it, and they're in the Super Bowl, but that's it. But no, man. Breeze, let's be honest here. First ballot Hall of Famer, right? No argument there. Anybody that doesn't put him in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, who the fuck is a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Tom Brady might be the only player to ever get in while he's still playing.
Maybe. I mean,
he's first in every category. He's got to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No. There's Gordie Howe. Gordie Howe was in the Hockey Hall of Fame and he came out of retirement. I was going to say, I don't think there's ever been a player that's retired, been in the Hall of Fame, and it came out and played, but Gordie Howe did. Just another reason. Greatest all-around hockey player ever. Not the greatest scorer, greatest all-around. That's an argument for a different day.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Pros bring something extra to every job. Now at the Home Depot, they also get something extra. Pro Extra, our free loyalty program built for pros just like you. Members earn perks with every dollar spent, like Pro Extra Dollars, a tool rental credit, and more. New members get $20 off their next in-store purchase of $200 or more just for signing up. Learn more at HomeDepot.com/Pro Extra. New year, more rewards, Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
At LL Flooring, we're pros at helping pros find the right floor for even your pickiest clients. So if they want waterproof flooring, but it's got to be sturdy so their dog can jump around without making a mark, and strong enough to handle the broken no cleats in the house rule over and over and over again, all for a great price? That's easy, because we can help clients stay on budget while delivering on quality they want. Why else would we have over 400 floors? These are the floors homes are built on. Lumber Liquidators is now LL Flooring.
And now more Straight Talk from Straight Talk. The big wireless companies say they're the only way to get the best coverage.
Because they've got like a gajillion cell towers?
Something like that. But Straight Talk Wireless runs on those same towers, so you get the same great networks for up to 50% less.
I wonder if they're counting that one in Kickapoo, Kansas.
Oh boy. Switch today and get our unlimited plan for just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds and no contract. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart. Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
But let's be here. Philip Rivers. You know, we've hinted at this day coming more and more over the last couple years as we've done the show. And we've kind of talked about it, but I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there and we can fucking have at it. I think he's a for sure Hall of Famer. Not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's a for sure Hall of Famer.
You're talking about Philip Rivers?
Yep.
Like a Hall of Fame for choking?
Yeah, and there's no way he's a Hall of Famer. For what?
I knew it was going to come. Look at his stats. Look where he's at in stats. And don't give me this he didn't win a championship shit, because T.O. is only second to Jerry Rice, okay? And if you're going to tell me T.O. isn't in the conversation of the top 3 fucking wide receivers ever in the history of the game, then I don't know what fucking game you watch, because it ain't American football.
Well, no, but you can't compare T.O. to Philip Rivers.
Look at his fucking stats. Look
Dude,
him up.
He
I'm not going to do your
MVP
fucking homework. Look him up right now.
I have. He hasn't even won MVP of the league.
Okay.
It doesn't take a Super Bowl win. He has no accolades. None. I mean, while we're at it, let's throw Joey Harrington in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, boy. Come on now. Come on. I can't.
Well, I'm saying.
I can't be on your side and have you say something like that.
Because I just knew if I let him talk long enough, he'd kick himself in the dick. And he did. So, thank you. Whatever you got to say now is irrelevant, because you just compared fucking Joey Harrington to Philip Rivers. You're an idiot. So, anyways, okay, everybody with an IQ above room temperature answer this question. What do you think, Chris? You think he's a Hall of Famer?
Not really.
Okay. Now, here's my point, and I'm sorry I'm pulling my elephant-like memory out on you guys, but one of the many times we argued about Matthew Stafford, Earl, you said he's a Hall of Famer. Look at his stats at his point in his career right now compared to Philip Rivers, and defend that statement. Defend both statements, that Stafford's a Hall of Famer, but Rivers isn't.
I can't because I'm not a fucking Lions fan anymore. I was a huge Lions fan when you asked me that. Of course, I'm going to say my quarterback's a Hall of Famer. Kiss my ass if you didn't think so. But
so when you're a fan, you can't be objective?
I'm obviously not. I'm just not that guy. I'm a diehard or I ain't a fan at all. There's no in between. You know this. But Matthew Stafford had the grace of Megatron, to which we all could agree a fucking college quarterback who's just starting, a redshirt freshman, could throw it to him and have the stats that Matthew Stafford has.
Am I getting my timeline mixed up, or didn't Rivers play with LaDainian Tomlinson?
Yeah.
So having one of the greatest at your position, they both had. Okay.
Rivers,
like he had two of the greatest at their position.
See, now I might have to Rivers is number 5 for passing yards all time. He's between.
I mean, he had Antonio Gates as a tight end almost his whole career.
Rivers is sandwiched in between two guys you might have heard of. Right above him, a guy named Brett Favre. Right below him, a guy named Dan Marino,
who never won a Super Bowl.
So I guess maybe he's got to go in. I mean, Philip Rivers is number 5 on a list that John Elway is number 10 on.
That's what I'm saying, and I am taking into account that the game has changed. You can't talk about like when Y.A. Tittle was fucking under center because it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust back then. The game is geared for the passing game now, more so than it's ever been. To the point where you can't even play defense on a receiver. Almost.
Ooh, Ice, number 8, passing all time, Eli Manning.
But I'm just saying, like, if this is when you look at stats and you look at them in the context of comparing them to others, and if you look at the stats, most of them play out. He's earned a spot in the Hall of Fame.
Tom's hanging around another season. You know why? He's within 1,000-ish yards of Drew Brees.
And Brees.
Yeah, Brees is number 1. So Tom's going to hang out another season just to go out number 1.
I wonder when he was tossing that fucking ball, the football, the fucking Brees
does
kid,
this count?
He turned and it was like, I'm breaking that record next year, right? And then just finished the pass to his kid. Like, enjoy it while you got it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because it goes passing yards all time. It goes Brees, Brady, Manning, Brett Favre, Philip Rivers, Marino, Big Ben, Eli, Matt Ryan, and John Elway. That's your top 10.
I mean, okay, now let's take another quarterback who retired without ever winning a Super Bowl. John Elway.
No,
not John Elway. Excuse me. Yeah. That's not John Elway. Excuse me. Dan Marino. The knock for Marino's career was, well, the Dolphins never had a running game with him. Rivers couldn't say that. Not only did Rivers have LaDainian Tomlinson at the beginning of his career with the Chargers, he had Lorenzo Neal as a fullback. And even though, like, my favorite football player ever is Mike Allstott, Lorenzo Neal, modern day fullbacks, is the best that ever fucking laced him up. He could block, he could run, he could catch, he could do it all. And he did it real quiet, like. That's how come he's flown under so many people's radars. Like, the Chargers really didn't push him as a, like Tampa Bay did Allstott. The A Train and Allstott's crowd, like a little corner of the stadium was Allstott's corner and all this shit. If they'd have done that with Lorenzo Neal, he'd be a household name too. But they didn't, because they had LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, and Philip Rivers.
Passing touchdowns, all time, number 5, Philip Rivers.
How many did he have?
421.
How many interceptions did he have?
It's not on this particular chart, but it goes once again.
If we're going down that road, you really don't want to look at fucking Brett Favre's interception rate.
No, he was a gunslinger.
Top 10: Brady, Brees, Peyton Manning. Number 4 again, Brett Favre. Number 5, Philip Rivers. Number 6 again, Dan Marino. Number 7, Aaron. Number 8, Big Ben. Number 9, Eli. And number 10, Matt Ryan. Let's see. So we've done yards and touchdowns. Ooh, let's do passer rating.
Yes, I do have to add this asterisk. I'm going strictly by old school stats, not by any of the new fucking metric shit. So.
Oh, well, yeah. If you do passer rating, number 1 is Mahomes. Number 2 is Deshaun Watson. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers. Number 4 is Russ. Number 5 is Drew Brees. Number 6 is You Like That. Number 7, Tom Brady. 8, Dak. Number 9, Tony Romo. Number 10, Steve Young. But passing rating, Phillip Rivers, number 12 all time.
Okay, now, you just read the top 10 passer ratings. That is very much, recent player heavy.
Yeah.
Now, tell me. Now, by the way, he might be one of the last players who started before this full-on fucking full-tilt boogie push to fucking make, the passing game and high-scoring affairs be the end-all, be-all in the NFL. It was like ramping up when he was drafted. So he maybe had a season or two before it really got crazy. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, the guys who came in after they had fucking implemented all these rules, they're through the roof with their fucking passer rating. It's an artificially inflated stat. It's like wins for fucking pitchers.
Although, not to this one kind of instantly shits on your point, but passing yards per game, number 1, Mahomes. Like, dude, this cat's on a crazy pace. Because the rest of the top 10. So, all right, number 2, Breeze. Number 3, Andrew Luck. Number 4, Pat Stafford. Number 5, Matt Ryan. Number 6, Peyton. Number 7, Deshaun Watson. Number 8, Jared Goff. Number 9, Tom Brady. Number 10, Kurt Warner. And then Phillip Rivers, number 14 on this list, passing yards per game.
Okay, so 14 out of how many quarterbacks in the history of the NFL?
Yeah. I think we've made the case for Phillip. He should get a jacket.
And once again, I am stressing, I didn't say first ballot Hall of Famer. I didn't say he's got to go in immediately. But Jesus Christ, some of the fucking players they've put in, if they're going to put them in, then yeah, they need to put fucking him in. Yeah.
Chad Pennington's the 5th most accurate passer ever in the NFL.
Yeah, okay. All right. So once again, yeah.
Phillip Rivers, number 14. Interceptions next, Ice. I'll give the baby his bottle. He is number 35. But he's just as accurate as Big Ben. I'm sorry, not interception percentage. So he's with Big Ben, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Bernie Kosar, Chad Pennington, who's also super accurate. Byron Leftwich, Steve McNair, Andy Dalton. Peyton Manning's number 44 as far as interceptions go. And this is
how many does he have?
It just gives a percentage. It says his percentage was 2.6. His interception percentage. The least intercepted quarterback ever. It's a tie for Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, that's where I was, yeah.
Number 3, Dak Prescott. Number 4, social justice warriors cry out, Colin Kaepernick.
Well, I mean, this kind of proves what we've talked about.
Time with Tom Brady?
For the last 3 seasons with Mahomes, is that this guy, we might be looking, he's a generational talent without a doubt, but we might be looking at the beginning of the career of the person who does end up becoming the GOAT.
They should have Tom Brady hand him some type of torch when Tom retires.
Pretty much, man.
Do like a ceremony.
Like I said, hey, look, Lamar Jackson's my favorite quarterback in the NFL right now playing as far as just fun to watch. But I'm not one of those people that confuse who my favorite is with who the best is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I'm not like that. I know he's not the best quarterback in the NFL by far. Patrick Mahomes leaves everybody in the dust at this point. And to be honest with you, I feel like we gotta fucking take into consideration, like, yes, I know that they're getting old and blah blah blah, but like, performance in playoffs. I mean, because yeah, you can make the playoffs, but you can also make the playoffs and not win a whole lot.
Yeah,
that's you Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's Matt Stafford. He's been in the playoffs a few times. How many times has he won? Fucking 0.
I mean, Mahomes has proved it. I would say this. When Jackson got past the wild card round and I started hearing people saying, he got the monkey off his back, I'm like, I know that there's a narrative that's being pushed by certain people because, he's a black quarterback. I don't give a fuck. But Steve Young had that same monkey on his back for years, and he didn't say it was off his until he fucking won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, I'm glad that, yeah, to me, he did what he had to do. He went in there and won a game he should have won. And, I mean, Should he have won that game against the Bills? Should the Ravens have won? I don't think so. Especially not after you fucking broke it down like a fraction like you did, Chris. When you pointed out the Bills' fucking strength of schedule versus everybody else's, I was like, well, then they should just be able to just rip through everybody but Kansas City.
I mean, Kansas City's had a cake schedule, but they've also, every team they played over 500, they've beat. Like, that's what they got going for them. Like, out of the 18 games the Bills have played, 9 of them have been against teams above 500. They've beat 7 of them. Out of the 17 games Kansas City has played, 6 of them have been above 500 teams, but they've won all of them. So it's either way, I think both games we're in for a good fucking. It's going to be a good championship Sunday. Like I don't think any team left is going to get housed. I think we're going to see competitive games for both conferences.
Well, I mean, let's hope so. I really don't want to sit down and watch a fucking, blowout because Jesus Christ, there ain't nothing more boring than that on championship weekend. But remember when we were kids, it used to be championship weekend was when the good games were played and the Super Bowl sucked.
Yeah. Yep. Someone always just got trucked in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. They curb stomped the fuck out of somebody in the Super Bowl, and you'd be like, "Why am I wasting my time watching this?" Hey, did you see that commercial? That's pretty funny.
Yep. It became all about the commercials. It almost got to where the Super Bowl was like the Pro Bowl.
I was about to say, remember the first year we watched Super Bowl together over at Flayton's house? It was Steelers Cowboys. Mm-hmm. That game was over at halftime, wasn't it?
Was.
I mean, I remember fucking Tim Fowler dancing around the house doing the fucking Shawn Michaels sexy dance because he was rooting for the fucking Cowboys, and it was like the start of the second quarter. And I'm like, damn. Well, I'm glad we got booze. At least it'll make this fucking game interesting.
Jackson's problem is the Ravens aren't known for offense. He came in last year and people were like, oh shit, we're going to play the Ravens. That defense though. Yeah, but did you see the quarterback that can run? Huh? So now they got the video. I always talk about the new players. You get the video and you're done. So they know how to stop the quarterback and they ain't got nothing else.
The Ravens are a flashy receiver signing from going deep in the playoffs. They got their running back with Dobbins. Jackson's Jackson. They got a good tight end in Mark Andrews. The missing piece is a receiver, man. Hollywood's a good number 2. They need a solid stud number 1 receiver in Baltimore.
I don't like Hollywood Brown, and this is why. He was flapping his fucking gums like he was somebody who's done something, and it's like, bro, you ain't done shit.
Yeah.
Like earlier this season, like you need to get a season or 2 of actually putting in work under your belt before you start strutting around acting like you're your older brother, because you ain't. I hate to break it to you.
I think it's his cousin, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to put it like this with the rest of it. For the Bills, you're going to show somebody something either way. You got the Buffalo or the Bills Mafia or whatever behind you, great. But you're going up against the second coming of the GOAT. And if you beat him, you got to go against the GOAT. You might take one because he's hurt, but you ain't taking the other one.
Man, you are just punching Tampa Bay's ticket to the Super Bowl, huh?
I am.
You're a believer.
I'm going to say this. If the Bills beat a Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs, go to the Super Bowl, and handily and convincingly beat either Rodgers or Brady, there's a whole lot of experts. There's a whole lot of experts that slept on them motherfuckers this season. And to be brutally honest, the first person I heard ringing that bell was Chris, especially as hard as he rang it. So this is kind of yours, like that year that I picked the fucking Eagles, and you guys were like, "That's out of left field." And then they won. I was like, "I told you."
Numbers don't lead; they follow. That's all I'm saying.
No, your shit is on point, and you know what? You probably shouldn't have told me your strategy because it's going to get implemented in next year's fantasy football.
Right. But I will say, I mean, I said it with Tampa Bay, though. I mean, I'm rooting for the Bills, but on the betting slip, I'm probably betting on Kansas City. Like, just because looking at the number, I mean, Quite honestly, I think that game's a coin flip, straight up. But I think with Mahomes at not 100%, I think this game favors the Chiefs. I think or favors the Bills. I think the Chiefs are only getting 3. So I think that is as far as gambling goes, that is a coin flip. The home team's getting 3.
Well, it's not really a home field advantage right now.
Yeah.
Arrowhead Stadium is not near its capacity.
Well, needless to say, if we're going with what we're picking for championship weekend, are you picking the Bills?
I have to. Well, Chris? Yeah, yes.
So you're gonna dance with who brought you? Okay.
Yes. The numbers say I should pick the Chiefs, but I'm dancing with who brought me. The fucking Bills.
Are you going with the Chiefs or the Bills, Earl?
I have to go with the Chiefs. I have to pray to everything.
Fucking lives there. Yeah.
Makes it out.
Okay, because I'm going with the Chiefs, but with an asterisk. If Mahomes don't play that whole game, there ain't no way they're winning. I don't care if that means he starts and comes out, or Henny starts and it goes downhill and they put him in trying to right the ship.
Yeah.
So I think you know what I'm saying? Like
you're not playing the Browns, Holmes. The Browns came on, and the Browns had to come on late in the season to make the playoffs. The Bills have been playing at this level all fucking year.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't getting that first down after coming off the bench and knocking off how many years of dust? 2 years at least since he's seen fucking. Well, seriously, when's the last time you think Chad Henne's seen any fucking play in a NFL game that wasn't preseason?
Probably week 17 last year.
Was it?
Maybe no. I think he played in week 17 this year too. I think
he did play week 17 this year. But the thing about Chad Henne, it isn't so much about his rust, it's about his communication with the receivers. The reason Kansas City is so good is because Mahomes and those receivers know if shit goes awry, where they're going to end up. Like Cheetah and Kelsey and all of them, they know how, Mahomes is going to run out, where exactly he's going to be on the field. And Mahomes can throw across his fucking body. He doesn't need all the power of the back foot, this and that.
Well, the argument I'll make
and they know how to come back to him.
For Henne, though, is I'm arguing against the Bills, but bad quarterbacks go to tight ends a lot, right? I mean, you got the best fucking tight end who ever lived on your side. So, I mean, that favors you.
That's true, but here's the point. Henne is a X and O's quarterback. He's a chart type of quarterback. He wants to see you run the route. Patrick Mahomes knows that's not always possible. And he already knows where they're going to end up if it's not possible. Chad Henne will take a lot of fucking stacks waiting for that to figure out, well, where are you going to end up? Well, by then, Buffalo's going to have him sacked. Whereas Mahomes can release that ball before they ever get to the final spot. So there's a lot of chemistry that they're going to lose if Mahomes doesn't come out of this. And that is extremely important right now. That's why Allen is doing so well in Buffalo. He has extreme connections to his receivers.
Yeah, I guess.
Other than the signing that Buffalo did, who do they have for him to throw to?
Cole Beasley. He quietly had an awesome season.
Right. Cole Beasley is like a Wes Welker. It's like a guy that comes up every now and again, and you're like, oh, he's great. Yeah. But there's no huge name. It's not like Tampa Bay that's loaded with all-stars in the receiver slot. But the people that are there know every step of what the other person's going to do, and that's huge.
And Allen,
you got 4 guys waiting to kick your ass and put you on your back.
And Allen's got the same thing going on as Mahomes. He's mobile as fuck.
Yeah, he's mobile, and he knows where his people are going to be. He doesn't have to wait to see where they're going to head. He can release that ball before the defense gets to him. And his receivers know exactly what he's going to do and go get the ball. There's been plenty of times Allen and Mahomes both have been flushed out of the pocket, and the receivers adjust their routes, and Mahomes throws it before he gets hit. And there's nobody there, but then all of a sudden there's Cheetah or Kelsey or Watkins or Hardman, and Allen does the same thing with Colt Beasley and his receiving core.
I think the Chiefs' liability is the Chiefs' backfield's a liability right now. You got banged up Edwards-Helaire. You got the ghost of Le'Veon Bell.
Don Williams and them are running pretty well.
I see cracks in the facade of the Chiefs. I'm just saying,
Well, It's still the same thing, though. If you can't get them to run through the line, that's fine. We'll throw out of the backfield. So you want to take away Kelsey and Cheetah? Okay. Then we'll check it down to the running back and gain 12 yards. That's fine. We'll take that. And the moment you check down and get out of a 2-safety set, he's going up top, and you can't stop it at that point. The moment you come down to cover the flat, he's going for it all. And he's going to make it because you don't got the personnel on the field.
It's going to be a good game, bottom line.
It's going to be a great game. I pray to everything holy that Mahomes actually makes it back because that's what's going to make it.
All right, so NFC. Who you got, Chris?
Green Bay.
I'm assuming Tampa for you, Earl.
Yes, it is Tampa for me.
All right, now I've heard all your arguments. I've made my arguments. I'm going with Green Bay. I mean,
look for you all year. Don't stop now. Pick against them, damn it.
I mean, either way, I win. I got
that's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
So. It's kind of like, okay, Rich, here's the deal. If you choose the left door, Jennifer Aniston gives you a blowjob. If you choose the right door, Jennifer Connelly gives you a blowjob.
I'm just like Jennifer one way or another.
Yeah. I'm like, well, oh boy, this is Sophie's choice right here. I don't know, man. Can I just eat a bullet instead? I don't think so.
Either way, a famous Jennifer is going to blow you.
Pretty much. Either way, I'm winning. Oh Christ.
It'll come out. You'll know the first quarter of that game, though. Whoever gets rocked. If Green Bay gets to Brady first, or if Tampa Bay gets to Rodgers first, that's when you'll know.
I do want to bring this up before we go because it makes me sick to my stomach. And the only way I could have been sicker to my stomach is if he didn't go to the team he went to and he came to the Lions instead. But y'all Lions fans would love it, but I'd hate it. Fucking Uncle Urban, this piece of shit.
I didn't want to talk about that. Yeah.
When is this piece of shit going to finally fucking drop over from all these heart conditions that make him retire when his program gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar? Because that's what happened down in Florida when he left. That's what happened in Ohio State when he left. People are like, this is his first professional football team. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think both those teams got paid pretty well.
Yeah. He did just coach the Buckeyes.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Are you serious? That's like when, like in the 2000s, people are like, LA doesn't have a pro football team. I'm like, of course they do. UFC.
Yeah.
What, are you fucking kidding me? Are you stupid? Shit. Where do you think Shaq made all his money? In college.
Yeah.
But no, man, like, and we've seen this before with Pete Carroll, speaking of USC, and it's like, this just doesn't sit well with me, and it's not because he was at fucking OU or Ohio State. I don't give a fuck as far as where he's, where him coaching there affecting where he coaches now. It doesn't mean shit to me. And Jesus Christ, if that was the case, then every Michigan fan would hate Bo Schembechler because he came from Ohio State University in that coaching tree. So no, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that he allows such horse shit to happen on his watch, and yet he's the good Christian head coach. Get the fuck out of here. Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Enough said. That motherfucker, You got such a deviant motherfucker. He wasn't even raping bitches who were hot. He was raping like old 80-year-old bitches. Like he had to move their Depends over to the side to hit it. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is your moral compass? Your leader of men? Get the fuck out of my face, man. Why don't we just have OJ coach for fucking Jacksonville? Get it over with.
I guess this means Jacksonville doesn't give a fuck and they just want to win.
Well, I mean, if you're a fan of Jacksonville, you're loving it. I mean, it's just like you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because he's about to coach Trevor Lawrence.
It's going to take more than a coach.
Well,
they're in dire need.
Well, he's about to get Trevor Lawrence. They're about to have the number one pick. You forget that?
Now? Matt?
I mean, here's my question. So why is he there? He was never really known as the quarterback fucking guru. As a head coach. I mean, let's be honest. Tebow, yeah, okay, all right. He was good as a college quarterback with a watered down fucking field of talent to play against. But the minute they put him in the fucking pros, it was like, what other miracles are going to happen for this fucker to continue to have a career? Eventually, the miracle bucket dried up, and now where's his ass?
Well, you know why he's there, man. Want to be honest? Look at his age. He's home. Location. I'm being serious. No, I'm not saying he's old and he's in Florida. Doesn't he live in Florida? Didn't he coached Florida for how many years? Like he's home. It's a nice paying job and you don't have to move.
I mean, Gainesville isn't that far from Jacksonville, I guess. But I don't know. I'm sick of these college coaches letting whatever happen on their fucking watch, and the programs and the players and the coaches that come after him are the ones that pay for it. And meanwhile, this fucker sits in a fucking studio talking for a couple of years, and now he gets a goddamn, coveted job. There's only 32 of in the fucking world. And it's like, really? Then I don't ever want to hear y'all preaching to me about fucking anything to do with ethics coming from the NFL. Next time some player gets caught knocking his fucking mouthy ass bitch out, I don't want to hear no fucking commercials with fucking Shannon Sharp crying because he's got to talk about fucking domestic violence. Get the fuck out of my face. You don't care about that shit.
Yeah, you're going to be like, yeah, whatever. You hired Urban Meyer.
Exactly. I'm not fucking listening to you people. Like, if you're going to be a piece of shit, then just own it. But don't sit here and be a piece of shit and excuse fucking domestic violence and rape and fucking drug trafficking and all this other shit that they've excused over the last 30 years in the NFL, and then preach to us like we're unwashed masses. And, the peasants are revolting. I know they are.
With all the things that have gone down in sports in the last decade or so, can we get Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? I mean, it's not looking like that big a deal anymore.
It really isn't. I mean, it really, really isn't.
Can we lift the ban? Can we let Pete in the Hall? Come on, he's not pulling a Jared Porter.
Just once.
Oh, by the way, real quick, I did get Kevin Winslow Jr. and Aaron Hernandez mixed up. Kevin Winslow Jr. is the one that likes to rape old women.
Oh, Kellen. Oh, yeah.
Aaron Hernandez is the one that just likes to kill people.
Homies himself.
Homies he's in a set with. So it's like, oh, so you were the hammer. Oh, okay. You were the one they called in when the dirty work had it. So that motherfucker was deep in with that shit. And you're telling me you didn't know that when you recruited him? They fucking got their goddamn hand size down. They know exactly how far it is from the tip of your thumb to the tip of your middle finger before they fucking recruit you in college. You're going to tell me they didn't do a deep dive in his background?
Right.
Come the fuck out, man. He turned a blind eye towards it, and that's my problem with it. And if he turned a blind eye towards it and he was a coach like he was a Jimmy Johnson type coach, I'd just win. That's all I care about. You're not a hypocrite. I can at least say that. But you're going to preach all this God bullshit and preach at us as fans? Fuck you, cocksucker. I got your God right here, motherfucker, hanging low.
It's good enough to end the show on.
Yeah, I really don't like what these fucking college coaches. And believe me, if it happened at Michigan, I'd be saying the same fucking shit. It's just apparently Michigan's too dumb to get a coach to cheat.
It's the Michigan way. All right. So, hit us up on social media. Follow us on Twitter at Sporgy Podcast. Like us on Facebook. You can email sporgy@ChristopherMedia.net. Head to ChristopherMedia.net. Hit the PayPal button if you want to help us out. There's also an Amazon banner where you buy stuff from Amazon and we get a little kickback. You don't pay anything else. So win-win. And then, Rich mentioned it earlier. We're on YouTube now. So just subscribe to the Christopher Media channel. Everything's organized there in the playlist. Sporgy, the Weesman Podcast, and Regimented. They're all there. We're also Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, but anywhere you listen to a podcast is where you can check us out. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, later, guys.
Peace out, y'all.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Not applicable to PayPal Here transactions. Other fees may apply. Shop safe with PayPal.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel, credit stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.